It's the All-Catholic Jamboree from Redemptorist High School. Our first game tonight, once again, the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons from over in Hammond taking on the Bishop Sullivan Warriors. It's the Coca-Cola pregame show. Bishop Sullivan tonight from Baton Rouge, Rob. Sullivan with a new coach this year.
Yeah, Gary Frank, an ex-NFL star, Dennis, out here teaching his linemen how to block at Bishop Sullivan. The team last year, they started off kind of slow, Dennis, but they finished 4-6 in 1999. They returned 15 starters off of that team. They think this could be the best team Bishop Sullivan has ever had in the history of the school. The school's been there now probably 15 to 20 years, but could be their best squad here in the year 2000. 3 two-way guys, and they can all play. Craig Zornbrecker, Brad Font, and Artie Williams will both go 2 ways for Bishop Sullivan. The numbers aren't up that much where these guys don't have to play both ways. In the 4A, you'd like to have that, so you have to take a look at them late in the fourth quarter. Of course, tonight we're going to play 2 15-minute halves, but you hope they're in good shape.
All right, that's the pregame show for Coca-Cola. It's the Cox Game of the Week. It's a brand new season in the year 2000. The third member of our crew, Gary Risponi, will join us a little later. The week from the Jello Field at Redemption. It's the Cox Game of the Week from Magella Field at Redemptorist High School. Rob, it's a hot afternoon as we start this All-Catholic Jamboree. 3 games tonight, and we will be joined later by a live audience.
Yeah, we certainly will, Dennis, and we're underway in a little squib kick by Bishop Sullivan right off the bat. A nice job by the Falcons to jump on it.
Well, the Falcons from St. Thomas Aquinas from over at Hammond will take over, and they will start tonight's Jamboree with the football as the official brings it in, and they spot it. It looks like right about the 35-yard line, and it will be right at the 35-yard line. St. Thomas Aquinas on offense to start with. Roussel is the quarterback. Butch Roussel, number 12, on his back, and he'll call the signals for the white-shirted St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Bishop Sullivan on defense, and here is a fumble in the backfield. Roussel jumps on it, Rob, but he loses 5 yards. Good penetration by that defense of Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, certainly did. A nice push that time by the Warriors, and the Warriors sporting a little bit of a different look this year with the all-black helmet and black pants, something that we haven't seen out of the Warriors in recent televised games, Dennis.
A little shaky to start with for the Falcons. Second down, 15 yards to go. Roussel gets a play in from the bench and then brings his troops up to the line of scrimmage.
Here you get a nice look at the new threads Warriors are sporting tonight in this Jamboree, Dennis. Looked like the offensive guard moved that time, Dennis, on the left side of the offensive line for the Falcons. That's going to cost them 5. So right away, Dennis, they're going to play a 2nd and 20 as they lose 10 yards in their first 2 snaps.
And a very alert Charlie. Well, now they're calling it offside on Bishop Sullivan. So that's the rule, I guess, when you jump and go across the line of scrimmage, the flag flies and it'll go on the defense. So now they'll get that 5 yards back that they lost on first down, and we'll play it 2nd down in just under 10 to go for the Falcons.
Well, we've got a benefit of a replay up here, Dennis, and, I'm not sure on that one, but anyway, they're going to play 2nd and 10.
Roussel wants to throw, but he has a lot of pressure, a lot of company in the backfield, and Bishop Sullivan knocks him down. Maestro, one of the men back there, but a host of Warriors in the backfield, Rob, and Roussel didn't have a chance.
Yeah, Chris Holman back there, the big senior back there also with Maestrom, and they get the 5-yard back there, Dennis, is now they're going to play a 3rd and about 16 from their own 29-yard line, and a guy we haven't seen yet, the man, Byron Robertson, and not real sure about that one. 1,500 yards last year in 12 games, so guy that could put up about 150 a game, and we hadn't seen him yet.
But not in the game right now, so a loss of 5 on the first down, and then the penalty, and then the loss of 5 again. Now we play a 3rd and almost 16, and here's a handoff around the right side of the line there, and moving with the ball is Richardson. He'll get it back almost to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up 4th down, and it'll bring up a punting situation for the Falcons.
Well, Gary Frank's got to be pleased with his defense. First time on the field in the year 2000, and they don't give up a yard. So Bishop Sullivan should get good field position out of this, Dennis. And going back to punt for St. Thomas Aquinas is a good one, Kyle Ryan.
And Zonbreaker and Thibodeau are going deep for Bishop Sullivan. There's a bad snap, but the punt is away. A low kick that's going to hit on the ground, and the Falcons will kill it inside the 40. They'll get it finally at about the 38-yard line, and that is where Bishop Sullivan will go on the offense for their first possession of the night.
Well, keeping an eye on the defensive front at St. Thomas Aquinas, they returned 4 guys on the front, and they're led by Trey Trantillo and also Paul Gerard. But that entire defensive front 5 is back from last year's state quarterfinal team, Dennis.
I'm Dennis McCain with my partner Rob Mooshmag. Gary Risponi down the sideline. We'll hear from him later on. It's a pleasure to bring high school football to you again on the Cox Game of the Week, this time for the year 2000. Bishop Sullivan on the offense now, and calling their signals tonight will be number 11, Vincent Argrave. Argrave is a good one, Rob. He's got some experience at that position, and he calls the signals and pitches it out on the very first down to Zombreaker, and Zombreaker hustles up past the 40 to about the 42-yard line before they knock him down.
Well, the nice thing about Vincent Argrave, he's got good size. Take a look at that Bishop Sullivan front now. That's some big guys up there on the front, Dennis. And the thing is, they went through the most intensive weight training program they've ever had at Bishop Sullivan this year under Gary Frank. He's also their powerlifting coach, so you know he knows a little bit about lifting the weights.
And that he does. You can tell that certainly by looking at the Bishop Sullivan coach. A handoff again to the left side. And not much running room over there as Zombreaker this time only gets about a yard. And we're going to have a 3rd down and 5 situation coming up.
Well, a little bit different look on that play, Dennis, as you saw a high end zone shot, which is something we're going to have every week. Prime Equipment. Great guys over. Kevin Ashley over Prime Equipment brought it out, and he's way up there. As a matter of fact, he's higher than we are up on that lift out there in the north end zone, Dennis. So a little bit different view of the plays this year on Cox Game of the Week.
Our thanks to Prime Equipment for that camera shot. The Cox Game of the Week always. Root Television Productions bringing in something special, something new, and they've done it again this year. Handoff straight ahead, going to be short of the first down, Rob, and doing a great job there, St. Thomas Aquinas on defense, and the Falcons have held, and now Bishop Sullivan will punt it. We're playing 12-minute halves tonight. The clock is ticked down to about 8 minutes to go in the first half. The first game of the All-Catholic Jamboree. Bishop Sullivan against St. Thomas Aquinas, and then later on Ascension Catholic and Point Capee Catholic. And then the big one tonight, Redemptorist against the Catholic High School Bears.
Well, back to punt it for Bishop Sullivan, Dennis, number 41, Audie Williams. Two-way starter, also a punter, a great kick, and it's going to drop him back to about his own 11-yard line.
Really nice kick there, and coming back with the football and running it is Tallow, and Tallow is knocked down at the 16-yard line.
Randall Johnson, the head coach at St. Thomas Aquinas, wanted a flag there, thought there was a hold on Bishop Sullivan, and they're not going to get the call, and the Falcons are going to set up shop at their own 17-yard line.
First and 10, Falcons, ball at the 17.
All right, for the second time, St. Thomas Aquinas will go on the offense. The ball spotted right at the 17-yard line. 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first half. Still no score. Back on the offense now, and once again, Roussel is the man who is going to call the signals for the Falcons in their maroon helmets. White jerseys, white pants tonight. And he hands off in a little hole there on the left side, and moving with the football out to about the 24-yard line. Running with it right there was Ryan. Rob, and he had a nice little hole on the left side.
Certainly did, and kept the legs moving and drug a Bishop Sullivan defender about 4 yards. He's going to pick up 8 on that. Kyle Ryan, not just a good punter, but doing a pretty good job at tailback.
Second down now. Second down and 2 yards to go for St. Thomas Aquinas. The plays, Rob, being signaled in from the bench as you see Roussel on a play to this sideline, went over and talked to his coach, and he gets the play, and now he has it in the game, and he has a man coming out here to the left and 2 running backs, and he hands off to one of those running backs who has the first down. It's Ryan with the football again across the 30 to up around the 30 to the 33-yard line. First down for St. Thomas Aquinas, and that is the initial first down of the game.
Well, Kyle Ryan's got a big hole to drive through. His offensive front's doing a nice job. They've made some adjustments since that first series because the Bishop Sullivan defensive front controlled it in the first series. Coach Johnson made some adjustments when they came to the sideline. We saw him working on the chalkboard, and there you get a good look at Randall Johnson, the head coach at St. Thomas. But the offensive front doing a nice job, and they've made some shifts in the front, and it's benefiting 15 yards and 2 straight dive plays.
Our temperature in the 90s right now as we start this All-Catholic Jamboree. It'll go on throughout the evening. Ryan has the fumble, a fumble this time, and Bishop Sullivan has the football, Rob, and a big break now for the Warriors as they get it at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Brad Font jumped on it. Dennis did a nice job. Number 42 got all over it. Bishop Sullivan gets their first break. St. Thomas Aquinas had a little something going, but they popped it loose, and the Warriors will set up shop inside the 35-yard line of St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, once again, we are playing a 12-minute half, and we have 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. But still, Rob, a lot of time in that 12 minutes to get some things done, and the coaches to get a good look at their young men as they move onto the football field, onto the gridiron for the first time in the year 2000.
Hargrave takes the snap for the Warriors.
All right, Hargrave is going to hand it off, and he hands it off in there on the about 2 on the play as Zombraker puts his head down and plows straight ahead with it, Rob.
Yeah, just wasn't a whole lot there. He got a yard and a half out of it, Dennis, and the defense of St. Thomas Aquinas did a nice job. That front five we talked about, all returning from last year, a lot of experience there, and they're doing a nice job, especially on that play of shutting it down.
Well, one of the men in there, big number 53, Ryan Dugas. Hargrave now causes signals, has 2 men in the backfield, and he's going to hand it off again to Zombraker. And he's going to go to the outside. Zombraker is on the corner, and he has a first down. A nice run by Zombraker. Good speed there, Rob, as he accelerated, got to the corner, and picked up the first down.
Yeah, he just kind of waited in the backfield until he saw something open, and he cut that corner. He's got nice speed. Let's take a look at it again. If we got that on replay, Dennis, we'll take a look at it.
Well, he was picking his hole, as you see.
Right, that's where he was supposed to go, right there, and I watch him bounce it outside, right there. Nice job.
Good job accelerating to the corner by Zombraker. Now a different look for Bishop Sullivan. As Hargrave pitches it out to the left side, and not much running room out there as Mathern was trying to get to the outside, but a really good job by St. Thomas Aquinas. A couple of young men came up and stopped that play.
Yeah, Roussel in on that stop. Dennis did a nice job of moving out there, trying to run it to the weak side of the field, and looked like there may have been a little bit of confusion right at the start when Hargrave turned around, and play's gonna actually end up losing about a half a yard.
Second down, we'll call it a long 10 for Bishop Sullivan. They play it from the 20-yard line. St. Thomas Aquinas, a handoff out this way, and that didn't fool anybody, Rob.
No, it certainly didn't fool William Marshall, the big junior. He got out there and just snuffed that one out. They're going to lose about 6 on that play. It was just a great job that time by 82.
Both of these teams look very good on defense, and it looks like maybe the defense a little ahead of the offense at this time as we get ready to start the season.
Well, that's usually the case, Dennis. You hear that at every level. The NFL, if you look at the replay, the NFL, college, and even in high school, the defenses are going to be ahead, and the offense just takes the offenses, at least this Jamboree, you would hope, and at least 1 or 2 games into the season before they really gel.
Really nice job right there by William Marshall making the tackle for St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll play it now, third down and very long. Third down and about 17 yards to go for a first down, and we have a flag, Rob, that is dropped.
Yeah, going to be should be delay of the game. So they're actually back to
third down. Start on the snap, right? On the snap.
All right, so the ball is backed up now to the 31-yard line. St. Thomas, the first quarter, or the first half, I should say, the Cox game of the week. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas on defense has to stop Bishop Sullivan before they can get to the 9-yard line. That's how far they have to go for a first down, and they'll put it up on third. And here's a screen pass over the middle. Rob, it is overthrown. It was set up pretty well, but the ball was overthrown.
Yeah, it certainly was. St. Thomas Aquinas defensive backs did a nice job on that play of staying with their guys, and nobody really bit from St. Thomas Aquinas. There were 2 guys out around the outside waiting for that, but the ball was just overthrown. We'll take a look at it right here.
Well, you see him let the defensive lineman in and then just try to dump it over
right
the
here.
top there, but you see a good
right
ball
here.
set up.
Yeah, number 1, and also number 1 Zadaran, and also 3 Dustain Reed were there to snuff that one out for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Fourth down, a long way to go. As I mentioned, Bishop Sullivan has to go to the 9-yard line or just inside the 10 for a first down. They play it from the 30, and here's a big rush in the backfield and a fumble, and the ball is going to be recovered. Doesn't matter who got it, Rob. It was fourth down. It goes over to St. Thomas Aquinas, and they'll have it just short of their own 40-yard line.
And Wesley Young's not getting up for Bishop Sullivan, laying on a face down on a 35-yard line, and you certainly hope that that's not anything serious in a jamboree, or at any time, but especially in a jamboree.
Well, a nice rush that time by St. Thomas Aquinas as they blitzed the quarterback, got to him, the ball popped free. It was fourth down, and so it goes over. We're in the first half. It's 0-0. St. Thomas Aquinas battling against Bishop Sullivan. And the defense really stepping up from both teams tonight. We are at Magella Field at Redemptorist High School on the Cox Game of the Week. Rob, it's great to have Cox coming into Baton Rouge and welcoming them to our Game of the Week. And we are having some outstanding things happening to our Game of the Week as we will be going live many Friday nights here in the Baton Rouge area and all around Baton Rouge and several other parishes.
Yeah, we certainly will. Jackie Vines and the crew over there does a nice job at Cox Game. We appreciate all their support and what they've done for us so far in this very young 2000 season, Dennis.
Well, Tony's Seafood, one of our fine sponsors. We get Tony's Seafood before the game. Gary Risponi brings that to us. They're located at 5215 Plank Road and a great sponsor of the Cox Game of the Week. Manda's Fine Meats. Boy, I tell you what, everybody knows about Manda's, the sausage and their roast beef. You can find them in great grocery stores all over the nation. Manda's Fine Meats, Bobby Yarborough. What a great job he does over there.
Now, Edo Specialty Plastics, Ricky Lee and the crew over there at Edo do a great job. Of course, Ricky Lee, a graduate of Catholic High School, but Edo does a nice job for your fiberglass piping needs. Edo Specialty Plastics, certainly the specialization you want to call.
All right, Welch's Cleaners, another sponsor of the Game of the Week, and we're glad to have them aboard. And, of course, Welch's Cleaners always supports us as we go each and every week. All right, we're back to action again, and St. Thomas Aquinas back on the offense, up for about 1 yard, Rob, but not much running room there on the outside.
Yeah, Cody Bertone running the ball that time. Cody, not a lot of room to run the big junior. They see him get about a half a yard, and probably a generous spot for Mr. Bertone. It's a play on the fumble, Dennis. You see right here, he tries to step up into the pocket. He just gets knocked loose. Right there, and the big man in there making the tackle and causing the fumble was John Garan. Dennis still very, very young.
Second down, about 9.5 yards to go for a first down. Roussel hands it off to Ryan up the middle, and Ryan lumbers his way across the 45 up to about the 49. A lot of late activity there, Rob, and the yellow flag comes out.
Going to be a personal foul, Dennis, for a late hit. Going to be 15 yards, and of course the St. Thomas player says he was blocked. The player says I didn't touch him.
And that's why the officials will talk it over, and he'll tell us what he has decided. Well, he's not buying the blocked into him, because we're going to get a 15-yard penalty on Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, he's also not turning on his mic.
All right, the ball will be brought down to about the 40, the 36-yard line, and that's where St. Thomas Aquinas will put it in play.
Well, watch on this replay, Dennis. Watch your tackle on the left side of your screen. Number 75, that's Wesley Young. Right at the knees, you'll see him go down. Okay, he's down right there in the pile on the left side. You see right there to the left side of your screen laying on his back, and you certainly hope there's nothing seriously looking at him on the end zone. He's got some room here, Dennis.
Well, he still has one man out there, though, Rob, and he does a great job coming up for Bishop Sullivan and making the tackle out there. Adam McGee stayed at home, Rob, and he did a good job. He was one-on-one, and it was all on him, and he made the tackle as he knocked down the running back there from St. Thomas Aquinas, who had the football, and that was Tallow with the football. gain on the play, though, of about 3 yards, maybe 4 on the play, so we'll call it second down. And about 6 yards to go for St. Thomas Aquinas. Roussel to Ryan. He's done that a lot, but this time Bishop Sullivan was waiting for him, and the Warriors stack him up on the inside.
Yeah, nice job that time by the defensive front. Going to give him probably about a yard or a yard and a half on the play. The third down and let's say right at 6 for the Falcons, Dennis, and we got 1:10 left to go in this first half. Sounds a little funny. We're not using quarters tonight in this first half. As you mentioned, we're using a 12-minute running clock.
Well, Chris Wilcox was one of the men in on that tackle for Bishop Sullivan. The clock has ticked down to 51 seconds to go in the first half. It's the first game of the All-Catholic Jamboree. Roussel wants to pass. He's rolling out to the right. He has a lot of pressure outside. He almost gets through, but he slips and is tripped, and down he goes for a loss of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, they're going to say he was down, although Bishop Sullivan jumping it. That was Funk jumping on that one again. It would have been his second recovery of the night, but they're going to say he was down. 31 and a half seconds to go as you look at the replay right here.
Tripped up just a little there, Rob, as he tried to make his move. You see just a foot there, and down he goes. It'll bring up 4th down. St. Thomas Aquinas, Rob, is going to call a timeout because we have 31 seconds to go on the Cox game of the week until halftime.
Press what? What? All I need is an auto quote. Oh, look at this guy. Protective Insurance Plus, 291-8800. I can trust him.
Thanks for Protection Insurance. This is Lindy. May I help you?
Yeah, I'll be right over. Dude, you rock. What? Now, he took care of me. Great race. Local, too. Protective Insurance Plus, 291-8800. Give him a try.
I'm Jewel Whitehead of Whitehead Traveling Cruise in Dunham Springs. We've been in business serving the greater Baton Rouge area for 16 years now, and we're pleased to help sponsor the high school football game of the week.
I'm Mark Whitehead. I'm also a certified travel consultant and a destination specialist. And we at Whitehead Travel would like to invite you to call us for our services. We specialize in honeymoon packages, vacation packages around the world. We are a full-service travel agency and can handle all of your travel needs. Please call us at Whitehead Travel, 665-7050.
Back to Magellan Field at Redemptorist High School. Dennis McCain here with my partner Rob Mooseback. 4th down as Bishop Sullivan's on defense. St. Thomas Aquinas plays it 4th down at about 7. And a handoff over the right side. A little running room over there. Now Bishop Sullivan shuts it down with just 23 seconds to go in the first half. The Warriors, Rob, will take over. And they did a good job, Bishop Sullivan did, in the red jerseys tonight, stopping that play on the outside.
Well, they certainly did, Dennis. And St. Thomas Aquinas, although they had a nice drive that time, Bishop Sullivan's defense steps up right before the half, shuts them down. They'll get the football back. And I wouldn't look for a whole lot here from Bishop Sullivan. You want to go in, and, of course, Bishop Sullivan should receive the second half kickoff.
You know, Rob, even though we're only playing 12-minute halves tonight, it did seem like a lot of football, though, in that first half.
Yeah,
several possessions by both teams.
Yeah, it certainly did. And
all right, we'll be right back to the All-Catholic Jamboree. We are scoreless at Redemptorist High School. Well, Bishop Sullivan and St. Thomas Aquinas will go to halftime, Rob, in a scoreless game because Bishop Sullivan kneels on the football.
That's one of your fans, Dennis. One of your many fans.
Very beautiful young lady viewing the game tonight from Magellan Field. And that is halftime. It is scoreless. St. Thomas Aquinas and Bishop Sullivan, the first game tonight of the All-Catholic Jamboree on the Cox game of the week. We have a big night in store for everybody. We have the next game will be Ascension Catholic, Point Capee, and then Redemptorist Catholic later on. And, of course, we are very thankful for all our sponsors. Red Stick Sports, what great guys they are, and what a good job they do.
Well, Brian Redmond and Scott Nielsen, of course, this is going to be the Red Stick halftime report. As you see, Catholic High, Point Capee, and Ascension Catholic, the next game opponents coming onto the field. And you get a look at a nice crowd for them. Of course, this place is going to be packed about 8 o'clock tonight as we'll go to live television for Catholic High Redemption. But a nice crowd here early in the afternoon on the Red Stick halftime report.
It's 0-0 once again. That's not unusual for a Jamboree to have a low-scoring game, but as I mentioned, both teams did have their chances in the first half.
Well, it doesn't have to be a low-scoring Jamboree, as we saw last night. West Monroe put up 32 in their Jamboree, so very high-scoring Jamborees up in North Louisiana last night, but they play the full 15-minute half, Dennis, and they don't play a running clock, so...
All right, let's take a break and pause for a moment. We'll be back to the All-Catholic Jamboree. It's scoreless at halftime. Bishop Sullivan, St. Thomas Aquinas. Come back on the field and get set to start the second half. 3 games tonight, Rob. A little unusual. Last year, in the previous years that we've covered Jamborees, only 2 games, but this year we've added a third contest.
Yeah, third contest. The first time that St. Thomas Aquinas in this game and Ascension Catholic in the game to follow have competed in the All-Catholic Jamboree, and tonight it's going to be a nice turnout. A nice turnout here early on a very hot. Went by one of the local hotels on the way out here, Dennis. 102 on the thermometer, and it certainly doesn't feel like football weather, but that will come soon enough. And we talked earlier about Cox and the dedication to the community, and Dennis, something that you and I and Art have wanted for many years is going to happen this year. We're going to go live with at least 8 games that we know of, starting with the Catholic High Redemptor's game tonight, something that the Baton Rouge area hasn't ever had, but something that's been going on around the country, and Cox and Art Root able to bring it to the community here in Baton Rouge.
Always something new from Root Television Productions, and our thanks to Cox Communications, Jackie Vines, what a great friend she has been since coming into Baton Rouge.
And a pretty good golfer, too, mind you.
Great golfer. Played in front of us yesterday, and a great golfer and a really fine lady, and we welcome her to Baton Rouge, and our thanks to Cox for all they do to make our broadcast each and every week such a success here in Baton Rouge. And, of course, we had the privilege to do the very first live game ever in the history of Louisiana last year, and we're starting out once again right where we left off with live football here in Baton Rouge, and what a great night it will be later on as we welcome the live audience to Magella Field. One surprise tonight from St. Thomas Aquinas, we haven't seen a lot of Byron Robinson, although we just saw him on the sideline.
And it doesn't look good. He's not in a shoulder pads or a helmet. We're kicking off the second half, but a wrist injury, and they're going to hold him out of the Jamboree, be ready for next week's opener. Will he for the Falcons, and an integral part of this offense, 1,500 yards and a returning all-stater last year. That ball's going to go out of bounds on the far sideline, and Bishop Sullivan will probably set up shop around their 30. Well, they will set up at their 35-yard line.
That was Huck who kicked the ball out of bounds, and so Bishop Sullivan will start the second half with a football. As you look at that beautiful shot that we have from up in the end zone, and that is compliments of Prime Equipment.
Well, Kevin Ashey and the crew over at Prime Equipment going to be out at every game we go to this year on the Cox Game of the Week, and it's a great shot, something you only see in college and the pros. Well, guess what? You now have it on the high school level, and it's coming to you from the Cox Game of the Week crew here at Magella Field.
That's where you need to go for all your industrial equipment needs, Prime Equipment. All right, first down. 10 yards to go for Bishop Sullivan. They have it at the 35-yard line. And here's a handoff to Zombreaker on the right side as a flag flies. A gain of about 4 on the play, Rob, but that one's probably coming back.
I think that's going to cost the Warriors 10. Looked like a hole on the near side of the field, totally away from the play, but let's see what he says. And it is going to be a hold, and St. Thomas Aquinas, you know, will take that penalty, but not that I would need a man lift at 6 a.m., but they open at 6 o'clock in the morning, Dennis, open till 5 o'clock in the afternoons, but 7-1 on Saturday, so 71-31, and I know you usually need a bobcat or a backhoe around 5:30 when you get up in the morning before you head downtown, but they're there for you at 6. Probably have a coffee ready for you.
Yeah, each and every morning. That's exactly what I needed.
There's a backhoe.
But if you do need it, that's the place to go, Prime Equipment. All right, first down now, Rob, but now it's going to be 20 yards to go for Bishop Sullivan here.
It's open.
It's open the middle, and it's incomplete and just a little bit in front of the receiver there as Roulette was trying to grab the football, Rob, but as you mentioned, he was open, and Hargrave just couldn't hook up.
Not only was he open, but Danny Thibodeau was streaking down the field about midfield, and either one of those guys, Hargrave could have taken his pick on that one, and Bishop Sullivan would have had 6 had they been able to hook it up. There was no one behind Thibodeau at about the 50-yard line, but Hargrave picked out his man. Not a bad choice. The guy was open. They just couldn't get the timing down, couldn't connect.
Bishop Sullivan in their brand new uniforms this year with their red shirts and black pants and black headgear. Hargrave, the quarterback, hands off straight ahead, and a hard run in the middle there by Williams as he just puts his head down and gets some yardage up the middle, Rob, but still very short of a first down as we'll play it now. 3rd down and about 13 to go.
Yeah, 3rd and 13. Nice job that time by Williams as he just pops the linebacker. Watch this right here, right to the left side of your screen, right there. Too early in the year to be getting hit like that, Dennis.
You bet, but a good job by that linebacker anyway, and standing in there, and that was Barrios who held his ground.
Were you a linebacker?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. He's got some good size. He's grown a little over the year. I think you got on a strenuous weight training program over the summer.
All right, Hargrave now calls the signals, but we have something that goes wrong there, and so the officials will talk about it.
Offsides on the Falcons. You pick up the dinner ticket tonight if it's offside.
Dead ball, offsides.
Right. It is offsides on the Falcons.
Yeah, you got the ticket.
You got the guess.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
get the
eating
next
steak. We're eating steak.
I'm used to picking up the ticket around after the game. But we have a great time after all these Cox games of the weeks, and I'm sure that we'll do that again this year.
You know what we haven't had yet tonight, Dennis, and I was waiting to hear, but I'll say we haven't had a Pelican point after yet.
Exactly right. Pelican point after.
Oh, we had a couple in the pregame, but those don't count once you blow the whistle.
Pelican Point sponsors our point after. And now here is a big rush in the backfield. The ball could be loose. No, they're saying now incomplete. It looks like, and Rob, it looked like Hargrave was being tackled as that ball was coming out, but the official says that his arm was coming forward, and he says it's an incomplete pass. And so we'll have a 4th down situation coming up for Bishop Sullivan, and the Warriors will punt it away to the Falcons.
They come from the backside here. Hargrave sets the plant right there. That's that big guy again, number 82. That's William Marshall from the backside, and 82 has Mr. Marshall's about had his way on that side of the field. Marshall doing a nice job for the Falcons, and you know Gary Frank's going to pick out that tackle on the far side of that tight end and see if they can't straighten things out. Nice bounce that time, and they're going to let it roll.
Yeah, they'll let it roll, and Bishop dead, and that is where St. Thomas Aquinas will take over at about their own 22-yard line with 10 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the game, the first game of the All-Catholic Jamboree.
10:21 to go, Dennis, and it's cooled off in here. You know, the Redemptor's press as they've got the air conditioner running on, I think, super speed as we get back to action. We're very comfortable here in the facility. We've got to talk about it later on, but the new football facility right here to our right, Dennis, a wonderful facility here at Redemptor's.
Well, always great hospitality here at Redemptor's. St. Thomas Aquinas moves it out to about the 25-yard line. As you mentioned, a very nice press box inside with air conditioning, and also Coca-Cola doing a great job in supplying all of our soft drinks tonight in the press box as you look at that play, and as you look at Ryan take it out to about the 25-yard line.
That's our field cameraman, Kevin White, did a nice job on that play of staying with the action. Kevin White and Alan Semino down on the field. Of course, Big Mike up top.
2nd down now, about 7 yards to go. Richardson is not going to get a lot of running room there as he's going to be knocked down just behind the line of scrimmage, and it will set up a 3rd down and long situation for Bishop Sullivan.
And the forgotten member of our crew is Tiny Lagatuda. He's way up there, higher than us in the prime equipment boom, Dennis, but Tiny waving at the camera. Good to see you. I hope somebody gets him some hydration out there because he's going to torch.
Yeah, good job, Tiny. Good spot and a good view of the ball game for him.
Yeah, I like our the best view of everybody.
I like our view a little better with the air conditioning, though.
But if he had AC up there, I'll swap with Tiny, send him in here with you.
You bet. All right. 3rd down now. Prime Equipment supplies that shot to us tonight. On the 3rd down play, St. Thomas Aquinas is going to come up short of a 1st down. As running that football was Reed, and he's knocked down short of a 1st down, but only short, Rob, by about 2 yards. And so maybe decision time, but from our own 30-yard line, one would think that St. Thomas Aquinas would punt, but the quarterback, Lucelle, is still in the ball game, and so here is a big play in the contest. 4th down, about 2 yards to go for a first down. Bishop Sullivan digs in. St. Thomas Aquinas on the offense. They will go for it. Here's a handoff of the middle, and Rob, it is going to be very, very close.
It's, you're right, Dennis, and that's one that, Jamboree.
Come on right now with your guess.
I'm gonna say he's got it.
Well, the official says it's too close to call.
See, I should have waited until he did this to make that, because that means it's too close for him to call. And from where the marker is and where the ball is, it looks like he got it, but not by a whole heck of a lot. Like Bishop Sullivan's defensive front did a nice job there against a very talented offensive line from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Here comes the measurement. A big play in the game because Bishop Sullivan will take over if they are short, and they stretch out the chain, and it goes down, and it is short. First down, Bishop Sullivan. Rob, and you're 1 for 1.
No, I'm 0 for 1.
You're 1 and 1.
I'm 1 and 1. Hey, it took me 6 games last year to miss one. I'm starting off with the first game of a Jamboree, and I'm missing one.
That one was very, very
Of course,
close.
I need to have this pole removed here in the press box. It kind of blocked my view, so.
And, of course, the glare. You had a bad look at it.
Yeah, you're right.
All right,
of course, I
Bishop
usually have the
Sullivan.
benefit of Art. You know, a buddy of mine down the truck hung me out to dry there, but Art usually gets me that special camera shot where I can see that. And, of course, on that one, I didn't get it, but I'll take that up with Art after the game.
St. Thomas Aquinas decided to go for it on 4th down. Bishop Sullivan made them pay. Now let's see if the Warriors can make something of it and move it down the field. Hargrave hands off way around the right side and trying to run with the football, and not successfully. His arm breaker. Down he goes.
Guess who? 82, William Marshall. And William Marshall is going to make all district tonight.
And good size there in that defensive line of the Falcons. Rob, we talked about it in the pregame show. You said that the Falcons had a good defense coming back, and you can see that they are very experienced, at least on the defensive front.
Well, the front 5 is extremely experienced. They're all starters returning from last year. And they just can't find a medicine for Mr. Williams.
Hargrave is going to throw it. He flips it up.
That's a fumble.
That could be a fumble.
That is
That's
a
live
fumble.
ball, and it's going to be recovered by St. Thomas Aquinas. Has a good job coming in there and jumping on the football. For them is number 42, who was right on the spot, and he knew it was a fumble, jumped on it, and that was Tallow who got it, and it goes over, Rob, to St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, definitely behind the line of scrimmage, and a nice job and a nice hustle that time by both the officials to be in position, and these officials doing a nice job for their first game being in position. I played to see what that ball was thrown backwards, but it looked like the Bishop Sullivan receiver thought it was a forward pass and kind of pulled up a little bit, and St. Thomas Aquinas gets a big break.
Well, we had a good view from our vantage point, and it was obvious that it was behind the receiver. And a fumble. Here's a big charge.
And that's a fumble. That's a touchdown.
Out of the air, down the sideline for a touchdown. And running with the football there is Font. And it is a touchdown.
And there's a flag back, Dennis, at the 50-yard line. Somebody's going to get an unsportsmanlike call. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but somebody's going to get unsportsmanlike conduct on this play.
And now the only thing is, Rob, did it happen during the run or was it after the touchdown?
Well, we're about to find out. Going to be on St. Thomas Aquinas. Watch this hit from the backside right here. Nice job this time by Bishop Sullivan. Bradley Jenkins, and Font is right there, and he takes it in the end zone. There's going to be a 15-yard penalty walked off against the Falcons for unsportsmanlike conduct, but that will probably come on the kickoff.
Look at the big man take it to the end zone. He took it straight at Plank Road for a touchdown, and it is now 6-0. The scoreboard says 9-0, but it's 6-0.
As far as I'm sure, I don't think that the association has changed the rules where you get 9 points for a touchdown, but we'll need to check on that one.
And they have changed it now. St. Thomas Aquinas on defense. Bishop Sullivan taking the lead. The Warriors lead it by a score of 6-0. The extra point is still to come. This is the Pelican point after. Josh Gerard, we don't have him in the program, Rob, but he wears the number 34, and he comes in to try the Pelican point after. The kick is up in the air. The Pelican point after is good. Sponsored by Pelican Point Golf Club. down in Gonzales. It's 7-0. Bishop Sullivan has the lead from Redemptorist.
From Cajun cuisine to the party of your dreams, Drusilla Seafood Restaurant and Catering says it all. Drusilla caters to large and small groups, and elegance is no object. Next time you plan your special event, make Drusilla a part of the plans. From a power lunch to a casual dinner, Drusilla Seafood Restaurant has the recipe to make your mouth water. Drusilla lunches are fast and delicious. Casual evenings radiate with atmosphere. You'll come again and again. The secret is Drusilla Seafood Restaurant.
0 down at Blue Ribbon Motors, 8308 Airline Highway, 2 blocks north of Cortana Mall. If you're in the market for a clean, dependable used car, truck, or van, Blue Ribbon Motors has an excellent selection of pre-owned vehicles. Our friendly sales staff will arrange financing and give you the best deal in town for 0 down. Blue Ribbon Motors, 8308 Airline Highway, 2 blocks north of Cortana Mall.
Come see us at Blue Ribbon Motors, the home of 0 down.
It's 7-0. Bishop Sullivan on a big play has taken the lead, 7-0.
Watch for an onside kick. That ball's teed up awfully funny, Dennis McCain.
All right, Josh Gerard is the man who has it teed up, and he is going to kick it. He kicks it down the field low, and it's going to be picked up by one of the upbacks there, and running with the football on the play is Zadaran, and Zadaran is coming across the 36, and we have a flag on the play, Rob.
Yeah, we certainly do. It looks like it's going to be on Bishop Sullivan. As the official pointed towards Bishop Sullivan, but the way I've been calling these tonight, Dennis, that doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot, does it?
Like conduct, red, that player is ejected, 15 yards from the end of the run.
All right, they're going to eject the players, it looks like, Rob, as the officials will step up and get control of high school football very early, but what a great job our officials in the Baton Rouge area do.
It makes you wonder what warrants being thrown out is. That's now there was a unsportsmanlike call on St. Thomas. The player stays in. The one called on Bishop Sullivan, he's gone. And Dennis, let's take a look at what could be the Blue Cross big play of the game so far.
All right, the Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Louisiana, play of the game thus far. You'll see the ball pop up in the air as the quarterback goes back to pass there, and it is picked up there by Font, and he just takes it right down the sideline, and he just moves it into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Bishop Sullivan. And so far, that's the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana big play of the game.
So we're going to stop and play, Dennis, as the officials are discussing the call with the Bishop Sullivan coaching staff. Kevin White pulling the trigger on that camera shot, and Kevin, of course, a veteran of the Cox Game of the Week, now in his 4th year of doing camera here on the Cox Game of the Week.
Right, Roussel hands the football off to Richardson, and Richardson moves it down the field. He's knocked down by Zombreaker, but not until he crosses the 45-yard line to the 44-yard line, and comes up about 4 yards short of a first down. Richardson, Rob, looked like he had a little speed.
Yeah, he certainly did. And St. Thomas Aquinas got a little something going here right after Bishop Sullivan has seized the momentum. They're trying to grab it right back. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And the All-Catholic Jamboree, the leadoff game, and a nice job that time. Credit that tackle, Dennis, to Bishop Sullivan, number 56, Jonathan Stewart, the big senior, 6'3", 220. Shoved off the block and made a nice tackle.
And Lyon was knocked down right at the line of scrimmage, and so now we'll play at third down. Third down and 5 yards to go for St. Thomas Aquinas. The Falcons visiting our capital city tonight from over in Hammond. Only the 3rd year of their program, the 4th year now They've had 3 years. This is number 4. And now here's the handoff to Richardson again across the 40. Richardson leans ahead. Richardson, Rob, has a first down, and the Falcons are on the move as they fight down the field with 5 minutes, 47 seconds to go, and trailing Bishop Sullivan 7-0.
Look for the no. Here it is, Dennis. I was just about to say, look for the no huddle, and here they come. They're called. They were in the huddle for a long time, and you think they may have called 2 or 3 plays, and they come right back to the line of scrimmage, and they run it again.
Richardson has the ball again. He's inside the 30. He's down to about the 29-yard line, and the coaches from St. Thomas on the sideline are saying, let's line up, gentlemen, and let's do it quick. Let's do it again before Bishop Sullivan can get set on defense. And Roussel has his teammates up to the line of scrimmage. He calls his signals. He has Ryan and Richardson. He gives it to Ryan, and Ryan is down to about the 28-yard line. That's about a yard short of the first.
The Bishop Sullivan coaching staff wanted illegal motion called the left side of St. Thomas's line. He's firing off quick, but the officials are saying it's right on time, and they'll bring up a third and about a yard and a half. Then it's a big play here for both the Bishop Sullivan defense and the Falcon offense. They'll huddle it up this time, but 3 quick plays popped off that time by the Falcons.
Third down, once again, a long yard to go for a first down. St. Thomas Aquinas gives it to Richardson. Richardson has a first down at the 25. Richardson stumbles down to the 21. Richardson now has St. Thomas Aquinas on the move, and Richardson, Rob, has been a spark in that backfield.
Well, they found something with that delayed handoff, and they found something on the left side of the Bishop Sullivan defensive front. You'll see it right here. He's got a nice hole. Good vision, and Alan Semino pulls the trigger on that camera shot. We've got a timeout. Bishop Sullivan going to take a timeout. Dennis, from the All-Catholic Jamboree.
It's the first game of the All-Catholic Jamboree. 2 more still to come tonight as we play it from Magella Field. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to play. A handoff to Ryan on the inside as he fights his way to about the 17-yard line. And Robbie picks up about 3 yards in the play, but a good job by Ryan that time as he moved it down the field.
Yeah, they're continuously coming to the near side of the field, the weak side of the field, and getting positive yardage out of it. There's an old saying, Dennis, it's pretty corny when if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And they're moving the ball with 2 running backs, Richardson and Ryan, both of them, as you mentioned, coming to this side of the field, the near side. They do have Reed in the backfield now, though, and he gets the ball, tries to fight his way down the field, but Bishop Sullivan really stacked that one up on the inside at about the 17-yard line, and one man who was in there was Font, who's played a big game tonight for Bishop Sullivan.
Few drops of rain starting to sprinkle down here at Magella Field, and you certainly hope that it's not for long term, as this is a great night and a big event for the Catholic schools in the area, and you certainly hate for the weather to dampen the spirits here tonight at Redemption.
Although cloud cover would definitely be welcome minus the rain, and now we have a flag, and looks like St. Thomas Aquinas is going to be penalized, Rob, 5 yards for a motion infraction.
Yeah, we'll take the cloud cover, Dennis, but we certainly don't want any semblance of a... of course, we need the rain as we're in a severe drought here in South Louisiana, but let's let it hold off till about 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, this will be a very busy area in about another hour as people are continuing to roll in for the All-Catholic Jamboree and the final game of the night, Catholic and Redemptorist, a game that has been talked about for a long time around the Baton Rouge area.
2 old rivals getting back together for the first time, Dennis, in a long time. I think it's been 4 years since they played, and St. Thomas Aquinas is going to want a timeout. They're not going to get it.
Here's a pitch out this way. Reed has the football down to about the 20-yard line. He's knocked down in bounds. The clock keeps running. Not really a factor now, though, with 2:51 to go. Still plenty of time for St. Thomas Aquinas, but the downs are running out on them because now it is 4th down, and they have the ball at the 20-yard line. 4th down and almost 10 yards to go. We'll call it 9 for a first down.
He didn't make the tackle on the play, but he made the play. Chris Wilcox did exactly what he's supposed to do. Stepped across the line, forced the quarterback to make a quick decision, and did a nice job. Gave the quarterback a good pop, and the play just never developed.
Roussel calls the signals on 4th down. This is a big play and a big rush in the backfield. Down he goes. A great job in the backfield by Terrio, who makes the tackle and turns the ball back over to Bishop Sullivan as St. Thomas Aquinas is short of making a first down by a long ways as they get sacked on that play.
And the rain is starting to come down a little bit harder here at Magella Field, Dennis, and the sun is bright as can be, but the rain just coming down at a pretty good clip.
Well, as we look out the press box, all we can see are blue skies, but
I believe it's behind us.
must be behind us and coming in. All right, now Bishop Sullivan would be content, I'm sure, to run some clock here, Rob, as the clock is down to 2:17. And Hargrave hands off to the zone breaker about a yard on the play.
St. Thomas going to take a timeout here, Dennis, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first half, and you know they're going to use up their timeouts here to try and get the football back.
All right, let's pause for a moment at the All-Catholic Jamboree.
The Grecos have been serving people and their pets since 1957. We have a newly remodeled store at the same location. The service is still friendly and dependable. Grecos is located next to Associated Veterinary Service, giving you the convenience of pet care, pet prescriptions, and pet products of all kinds with one stop. The Grecos invite you to come see the new look store, featuring fish tanks, live animals, pet collars, birds, and much, much more. The Grecos care about your pet. Grecos, the one-stop shop for all your pet needs.
Cadares and Mitsubishi announced the biggest sporting event of 2000. The TV Toss. That's right, now you can toss your little TV and get a complete Mitsubishi home theater system. Pay nothing down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Available at Cadares, Baton Rouge.
Bishop Sullivan back up to the line of scrimmage. 2:08 to go in the game. This is the first game of a three-game set tonight. 6 different teams playing in the All-Catholic Jamboree. Bishop Sullivan leads 7-0, and Rob of late flag comes flying into the pile.
Timeouts and late flags, and it's going to be on Bishop Sullivan for holding, so a nice break this time for St. Thomas. Of course, they're trying to strip that thing. You know, I would refuse this, Dennis. Make them take the down, and you get the football back. Instead of taking the penalty, take the down.
Holding, red, that penalty is declined. Play third down.
Football, get one more play, and Bishop Sullivan's got to punt it. So that's
And
what they're going to do.
Coach agrees with you as they do refuse it, and now we have third down. Third down and 7 to go for a first down. Third down and a short 7 to go for Bishop Sullivan.
One of the fine assistants of Bishop Sullivan sitting to our right sent in the play to pick up 8 yards.
All right, let's see what he sent in. Hargrave still the man. He's been behind this center all evening. And now he causes signals with only one running back. He goes back to throw, and he throws one out there that is complete, but well short of a first down. And that a little bit of a surprise as Wilcox caught the football to the right side. St. Thomas Aquinas knocks him down, and then they quickly call a timeout, so they'll get about a minute and 20. Well, I've seen it on one side of the interstate, raining on one side, not on the other, actually.
Well, there it is. There you get a look at the north end zone, and of course now it's starting to pan just a little bit more to the right side, but it's monsooning on the north end of the stadium, and look at this, the south end of the stadium. Not a drop. The east and west end of the stadium.
Now, you see the west is toward Plank Road there, Rob.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis.
And then you know that.
And also near the Mississippi River, Dennis. Of course, the Comey would be to our right.
That's exactly right, to the east.
I did tell you the other day, I crossed the Ouachita River in Monroe last week. Thought about you.
Thought about some old times.
Thought about some old times up there when we did the West Monroe game.
Old times are certainly not forgotten up there.
No, they're
in
not.
That country. Now punting the ball away is Bishop Sullivan. And St. Thomas Aquinas is going to have it one more time. There is a flag on the play, Rob, as the kick comes down the field and is fair caught by Reed at the 47, but we'll have to check out the flag.
I think that's going to be offsides on Bishop Sullivan, or illegal motion on Bishop Sullivan, and have seen this before, Dennis, but I haven't.
Red, not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Give me
No,
a
it is very,
white
very
captain,
odd.
white
If we,
captain.
look at the game from midfield as you look to our left. It's raining, and to our right, it is not raining at all.
Playing
Now
football in the end zone.
well, that is very, very strange, and it is a strange sight. No rain at all to our right, and raining as you look at it in front of the scoreboard there to our left and on the Plank Road side.
Well, now it's raining everywhere, as you can see it moving, and everybody in the stadium getting wet now.
Hopefully only a very brief shower. This field that they call the Rock, Rob, the Gridiron and Redemptorist, but in great condition tonight, as always.
Mike up on the top of the press box, and you certainly hope you don't get any high winds, or Tiny and Mike might have a little trouble. Of course, Tiny got a little more weight holding him down, and
well, Reed once again calls a fair catch. They'll get about 5 yards out of it, and they'll put it in play inside the Bishop Sullivan into the field at about the 49-yard line, just inside the 49. And one last chance now for St. Thomas Aquinas, because they have used all their timeouts, and they'll have to move about 49 yards as they attempt to tie this one up. 7-0. Bishop Sullivan leads over the Falcons in here from Hammond tonight and playing in the first game of our 3-game all-Catholic Jamboree. Handoff coming this way to a play that has worked a little bit for St. Thomas Aquinas, but this time Richardson is going to be bumped down at the 46-yard line, and the clock continues to run. It is ticked down to 54 seconds to go.
nice tackle by Craig Zornbrecher, open field tackle there. Zornbrecher, of course, doubles as a running back for Bishop Sullivan.
The officials getting the fresh ball in the game. Once again, Richardson is running it. He's inside the 40. He is very, very close to a first down, Rob, and it looks like he does have a first down. That would stop the clock momentarily and would let Bishop Sullivan on defense get ready, but it stops the clock. And that is exactly what St. Thomas Aquinas needs right now, because they have to move the rest of the field in 36 seconds. And here they come. Richardson is trying to find some running room. He does find running room. He's inside the 30. He's down to about the 29-yard line, Rob. He's going to be close for another first down, and the official is stopping the clock to look at it.
Hey, he's not getting up either. He's had a great game. You hope there's nothing seriously wrong there. He's done a nice job running the football for the Falcons. Let's take a timeout, Dennis. We'll be back to Magella Field. 19 seconds to go. Bishop Sullivan leads it 7-0.
Down on the field, he's had a good game tonight for St. Thomas Aquinas. Really put a spark into that backfield and had a couple of good runs, but now he's on his back, and they are looking at him, Derek Richardson, and the young man is now on his feet.
Good luck.
And hustles off
did a nice job. The Falcons, at least in position, Dennis, to have a shot here in the end.
19 seconds to go in the ball game. St. Thomas Aquinas at the 29. And trying to tie this one up in the closing seconds of our first game. All right, here is a pass play that is not going to develop, and a big tackle out there. A nice job in the backfield making that tackle for Holman was the man who got in there for Bishop Sullivan. And Rob, that's going to be the last play of the game. This first game is now history in the All-Catholic Jamboree. Bishop Sullivan on a very big play by Font as he takes the ball out of the air and races for a touchdown, has defeated St. Thomas Aquinas. The final score in our first game tonight is Bishop Sullivan 7 and St. Thomas Aquinas nothing.
Go get the referee's microphone. Go get that.
The rain, Rob, continuing to come down.
And it's still coming down rather hard on the west end and a little bit lighter on the east end, so Ascension Catholic will warm up in dry conditions, and Catholic High Point to P will be on the wet end of the field.
All right, we'll be right back for our second game tonight, as the first one is ended 7-0. Bishop Sullivan wins it. Well, you're taking the look right now at the Bishop Sullivan Warriors, the team that's nearest to you. And on the far end of the field, the Dunham Tigers. It's the Cox game of the week. I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Mushmak, and we are now up in the press box, but we're going to go back to the field. And the third member of our crew, Gary Risponi.
Dennis and Rob, I'm going to come back with y'all after a while on the field conditions, but right now I got Coach Gary Frank here. He's coming off a nice win last week, and Gary, you told me a while ago your team was in real healthy, in good shape, and Coach Joey Thibodeau told me the same thing. So, but what you expect tonight? I know that's a very big team out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we played pretty good defense last week in the Jamboree, and we want to continue that. Special teams did a good job. Offense lagged a little bit, and that's where we want to pick it up.
Dennis, we'll come back to y'all after a while. We'll give you field conditions. Back to you, Dennis.
All right, thank you, Gary. And Gary Frank, Rob, looks like a guy that could still move out several men on the line.
Well, I tell you, Dennis, if he played for me, I'd slip a uniform on him and see if I can't slip him out there in warm-ups and see if anybody notices. But Gary Frank, of course, we mentioned, played in the NFL, Dennis. And I tell you, the Coca-Cola pregame show, what better name than Coca-Cola? It's hot up here, Dennis, and we could each use one.
Well, we certainly could. And as a matter of fact, we've already had several Colas and will continue all during the game. And I'm not so sure it's not warmer even in the press box than it is down on the field. You know, Breck has done a great job in putting this field together and getting it ready for the game tonight. They've been out working with Root Television Productions and also with Cox Cable all week and making sure that this live game, the very first regular season game ever in the history of the city of Baton Rouge, went very well tonight, and have done a great job. And we want to thank Breck for all the good things that they do.
Yeah, you're right, Dennis. As good as this field has ever looked. And speaking of the field, Gary Risponi's been down on the field all afternoon. Let's go down and see just how good the field is. Gary Risponi, take it away on the field.
Dennis and Rob, the field's in excellent condition. This is only the second game played on it this year, and as you can see, it is in tremendous condition. The grass is green and bright, but it's very, very hot. It's still in the upper 90s out here. I'm bleeding, boys. I'm gonna drink a lot of water, and I'm sure them water breaks gonna come in handy tonight. Back to you, Dennis.
Well, you're watching the Coca-Cola pregame show. Our kickoff probably, Rob, now about 10 minutes away, and the team soon will be going into a huddle with their coaches to get ready for this contest.
Well, everything they put in, Dennis, was put in by Wednesday. Of course, Thursdays are just walk-through, and Friday is game day. But this first game for both teams, Dennis, what you're looking for here is a little bit of consistency. Of course, you hope the Jamborees can work out some of the kinks, Dennis, but in game one, you're going to have those early penalties. You're going to have those guys jumping offside. You're going to have some silly mistakes, Dennis, but what you want to do is minimize those through the course of a game. By the second half, you're really in full gear, Dennis, and getting your season going off on the right foot. Two teams that are very competitive, Dennis. 1A, 4A, you usually think it's a mismatch. Bishop Sullivan's a building program, a team that should do fairly well this year and play well in their 4A district. Of course, they're with Woodlawn and Plaquemine, but Dunham, a team that could scare a lot of people in their district, Dennis.
Well, our home team tonight is the Bishop Sullivan Warriors. You're looking at Dunham right there. Now, earlier in the week, Root Television Productions in Cox was out at Bishop Sullivan, and they talked with their very fine principal, Joe Ray, about the academics and all of the good things going on at Bishop Sullivan.
The new academic wing gives our students an opportunity to be in a building that's on the cutting edge of technology. The infrastructure that we have in place here allows our students to utilize computer skills in every classroom and is also wired for wireless technology. So it's right on the cutting edge, and it offers that opportunity for our students. Well, this is very important to me. I think every school that you're going to be interviewing, certainly every school in the city of Baton Rouge, has its own identity. And Bishop Sullivan's identity is one of character development, of bringing young men and women in here. And I know we're here on an athletic reason that you're meeting with me today, but it's very important to me that we instill character in young men and women, that our coaches, our teachers, the counselors, every person they come and do contact with the school has in their mind that we're here to develop the whole child. They're people of honor, integrity, and responsibility and accountability. That's extremely important to the mission of Bishop Sullivan High School. I think my major challenge is staying on that cutting edge of technology and looking at new and innovative ways to communicate information to the children and keeping an eye on what changes are being made into society and preparing our kids to meet those changes with the Catholic school perspective and morals and values well in place. Well, we're real excited about our win over St. Thomas Aquinas. They were a very good team. They were in the state playoffs last year. And Coach Frank offers a tremendous asset to our students. He's a former high school, college, and professional athlete. And he brings a real disciplined program to us. And I think our kids are going to benefit from that. And I think we're going to see the benefits of that this year. We have our annual golf tournament coming up on October 23rd. And it's at the Country Club of Louisiana this year, and we encourage anyone who's interested in becoming a hole sponsor. The cost is $150. They can sponsor a hole. Or if anyone's interested in playing in it, it also comes with a steak dinner that night and a lot of community and fellowship, and we encourage them to contact the school office and development.
Well, Rob, Joe Ray, who is the principal at Bishop Sullivan, once again, that you just heard those comments from, and of course he was talking about their fundraiser, a big golf tournament that's coming up, and if I can take a day off, we are going to play in that tournament with a foursome ourselves from Root Television Productions.
Well, we certainly hope you can take a day off, Dennis. You don't get many of them, and we'd love to have you out there, but of course they moved it to CCL this year, and it's going to be a great event out there, and it's a major fundraiser for Bishop Sullivan. And if you haven't been out there, Dennis, their facilities, both their physical plant and their athletic facilities, second to none to anyone in the city of Baton Rouge.
Well, we're just about ready to go, and here come the Dunham Tigers onto the field. They'll be in white tonight, and also with their maroon socks and stockings that they have on, white helmets, white shirts, and white headgear, and also the white pants there. Now you're looking at Bishop Sullivan. It's their home game tonight, Rob, and they want to tame the Tigers, and they say, "Go Warriors," as their cheerleaders get ready to welcome the Bishop Sullivan Warriors to the stadium for a home game tonight. And here come the Warriors on the field. The Warriors, Rob, in their new uniforms this year, black pants, red shirts, and their black headgear.
Yes, very pretty uniform. Of course, Dunham wearing new uniforms also. They got their the old-fashioned uniform, Dennis, just a color and a number, but very pretty on both sides. Ought to make for a great contrasting colors tonight here on the Cox Game of the Week.
It's the Coca-Cola pregame show, but we're not far away now from the kickoff, and so let's pause for a moment. We'll be back to Olympia Stadium live on the Cox Game of the Week, and we'll have the kickoff after these words from our very fine sponsors. We're coming back. It's a beautiful night for football, Rob, except for, of course, for being very warm out here tonight. And you were looking at our cameraman, who is up in the prime equipment shot area there, and he's way above the goalpost on the north end of Olympia Stadium.
Yeah, prime equipment, Kevin Ashe, Tim Brown, and also Frank Carrage. Give them a call over at 357-7131. Dennis, they've got some new hours, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., and also Saturdays, 7 a.m. until 1 p.m., and we want to thank them for bringing out the lift for Tiny. Of course, we had to get a little bit heavy-duty lift for Tiny, but Tiny's up there and he's safe.
All right, let's go down to the field now. We have the coin toss as our captains are at midfield on the Cox Game of the Week. Well, Rob, his mic is not on, but you can see that he is giving instructions to Bishop Sullivan and also to Dunham, who will be calling this coin toss down on the field, and he is now saying which side is heads and which one is tails.
Yeah, you hope you don't look down and see two heads.
Exactly. Our officials for tonight's game, Rob.
Michael Jasmine, your referee. Umpire Eddie Jordan. Your linesman going to be Silton Matt Jr. Line judge Joseph Tidwell. Back judge Kim Gobert. the clock operator, Ernest Batista, and the 25-second clock will be run by Matt Job.
All right, Bishop Sullivan has won the toss, and so they'll give the option to the Dunham Tigers, and you can bet the Tigers want the football. I assume that they do because Bishop Sullivan declined the option.
Well, you certainly better take the football, because if you don't, Bishop Sullivan's going to get it twice, Dennis.
You're exactly right. Okay, the coin toss is done. Coach Gary Frank on the sideline talking to the Warriors and giving them last-minute instructions just before we kick it off at Olympia Stadium live on the Cox Game of the Week. What a wonderful way to spend a Friday night, Rob. High school football and live to several parishes, and of course including East Baton Rouge Parish and surrounding areas.
All of East Baton Rouge Parish. A lot of people watching tonight's football game. Of course, you mentioned the season opener. First time that either one of these teams have ever been on live television, Dennis. The first time we've had live television in the regular season ever. So we've had 3 firsts now here on the Cox Game of the Week, Dennis. And Cox Communications, Dennis, they've come to Baton Rouge and they've come in strong.
Jackie Vines, our thanks to her, to Jeff Rouchet, and to all of the people who help us over at Cox Communication and support the Cox Game of the Week. We, of course, could not do it without Cox. All right, once again, the Warriors will kick it off to start tonight's contest. And the ball is teed up at the 40. And we're just about ready to go. I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Bushmack. Joe Toops also joins us in the booth tonight with stats and producing in the booth. All right, the ball is teed up, and here comes the kick. And we are underway as Dunham takes the kickoff and charges up the field with it. And that is where they'll put it in play at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Jonathan Price on that return set up good defense, good offensive position for the Dunham Tigers. Dennis, you take a look at the defensive front for Bishop Sullivan, Wilcox, Johnson, Chris Holman, and Charlie Castleberry. The linebackers and defensive backs, Brad Fonte, Jonathan Stewart, Danny Thibodeau, Craig Zornbrecker, Paul Rouget, and Chris Buck wearing 44 tonight, not 42.
All right, up to the line of scrimmage now come the Dunham Tigers, and they are being quarterbacked tonight by the man who wears the number 4 in his jersey, and Rob, already a penalty.
Yeah, and as we talked about in pregame show, you're going to get those early, silly penalties, and right out the huddle, you get it, Dennis. And offensively for Bishop Sullivan, the offensive front, Clary for Dunham, Clary, Todd, Souls, Michelson, Smith, and Stickler. In the backfield, John Alligood, Kyle Wilkinson, Jeff Hammock at quarterback, David Rowland, and Emil Labrano.
Well, Bishop Sullivan moves over the line, and so they're penalized 5 yards. And now we're ready to go. Jeff Hammock, the man with number 4 on his back, is calling the signals. And he will take the ball and hand it off straight ahead in there to Alligood. Rob, a man that we've talked a lot about, but Bishop Sullivan's all over that play, and they throw him for a loss.
Well, they certainly are, Dennis. And, you know, it's early in the season. Everybody makes silly mistakes, Dennis. It was an offsides on Bishop Sullivan, and it was 1st and 6, so the officials only walked off 4 yards.
All right, second down now, 4 yards to go on the play. Up to the line of scrimmage. We go for second down. This time second down. We'll call it 6 yards to go. 2 running backs. There's a man out to the left and a wide receiver out here to the right. And once again, he hands off straight ahead, and there's a big hole in there. That man's rumbling with the ball. Labrano.
Yeah, Emil Labrano did a nice job there. The hole was wide open. A nice job for the left side of the offensive front, Dennis, but he opens it up, gets a first down for Dunham, their first down of the 2000 season. Let's take a look at it right here. At the end of the play, you'll see Labrano 1 man away, Dennis, from putting 6 early on the board. 11-10 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, he's finally brought down the field. Brad Ponte and Chris Buck down there among the Bishop Sullivan Warriors who were chasing the ball carrier. There's Alligood again. Alligood's across midfield, and he'll take it, Rob, to the 49-yard line, and a gain of about 3 on the play.
And the big senior, Chris Holman, 6 foot, 205 pounds, in on the stop, and going to be a second down and about 7 for Dunham, but the offensive line holding their own here early, Dennis, against a pretty good defensive front for Bishop Sullivan.
Well, one good hole in the middle, and that one resulted in a nice gain. The play before with Labrano running the football. in the backfield. 2 men in the backfield once again for Dunham. And here's a fake and a fumble on the ground. It's picked up by Hammett. And look at the Warriors charging there. Charging and getting Thibodeau was one of the men who got in there, and he had some help, Rob.
Yeah, also Charlie Castleberry just went for the fake, and as you'll see on the fake right here, he just brushes it up against Alligood, and Alligood's knee actually knocks the football out. He did a nice job of getting on it and keeping the football, but a huge loss now. Then it's going to play a 3rd down and close to 20.
3rd down and 20. Castleberry, Wilcox along on that tackle also. All right, Hammock now has a 3rd down and long, and here is a little counter back to the left side, and that's not going to work either. That tough line of Bishop Sullivan steps in there and makes the tackle.
Well, that's your guy again, Danny Thibodeau. He stayed at home, and the play came right to him. He made a nice tackle. Going to bring up a 4th down for Dunham. They'll have to kick it away, Dennis.
All right, the Bishop Sullivan Warriors hold on the initial possession of the game. The Dunham Tigers bogged down at their own 36-yard line. 4th down and about 20 to go for a 1st down, maybe 21. And so Dunham will punt it. Bishop Sullivan will get the ball for the first time.
Yeah, Jeff Sickler going to do the punting for Dunham. Sickler, you see him right there on your screen. Another problem early in the season is always special teams, Dennis, and you hope that your blocking assignments are right. Takes the Bishop Sullivan bouncing right at midfield. Bishop Sullivan sets up shop. Dennis in good shape.
Well, a short punt, and you want to get away from that ball when it's in the air. You certainly do not want it to hit one of the blockers who are trying to block on the punt for Bishop Sullivan.
Well, as an old friend of ours used to say, Dana Moore, who was a punter, said that when it went up and it didn't go right, you just yelled Peter, 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 and get him out of there, Dennis.
That'd be enough for me. Bishop Sullivan now on the offense. And let's look at their offense now. They are quarterbacked by Vincent Hargrave, who wears the number 11 on his back, and he is going to hand off in there to Rougeau, and Rougeau is straight ahead for about 2 yards.
Yeah, Rougeau tripped up over his own feet there, Dennis, and we'll take a look at the Bishop Sullivan offense and Dunham defense right after this play, but 2nd down and about 8 for Bishop Sullivan.
All right, 2nd down and 8. The red-shirted Bishop Sullivan Warriors. It's their home game tonight. Hargrave has 2 running backs behind him as we get that shot from down on the field, and he hands off straight ahead and running a nice gain there and just short of the 1st down by 2 yards, Rob.
And the Dunham defense, Dennis, Alligood, Kucharik, Dyer, Smith, Lebrano, and Omari McIntyre and the defensive backs. On the defensive line, Daniel Smith, Nick Stodd, Justin Soule, Seth Michelson, and Jonathan Price.
Fonte on the carry.
Bishop Sullivan, the offensive backs, Rouget, Fonte, Hargrave, Thibodeau, Wilcox, and Jonathan Stewart. On the front, Young, Holman, Roy, Theriot, and Leger, a lot of experience on that offensive front.
All right, 3 men in the backfield now. And Hargrave hands it off to the last man through. Rougeau again. He has the 1st down, Rob. And Bishop Sullivan's on the move just inside the 40-yard line. 1st down for the men in red.
Well, that's what Bishop Sullivan would like to do, is keep it on the ground and only throw it when they want to throw it, Dennis. And you see Danny Thibodeau, the big senior, coming in with the play for Justin Hargrave. Vincent Hargrave, excuse me.
Look at the cheerleaders tonight of Bishop Sullivan. Good crowd on hand as we play it from Olympia Stadium live on the Cox Game of the Week. Hargrave, the quarterback, calls and signals, puts a man in motion with 2 running backs, and he hands it off.
It's open, wide open.
That's Rougeau. Rougeau is inside the 25-yard line, and Rougeau is down near the 20, and that was a great play as he faked to the first man through and then gave it off to the last man, and he had a gaping hole on the right side of the line.
Yeah, just kind of a delay, Dennis. On the replay, you'll see it. They blocked everybody towards the press box, which is towards us, towards the far near side of the field, and he just takes it to the right side of the field, Dennis, and it's wide open. There's nobody out there but defensive backs, and he picks up about 20. You'll see it right here. All the blocking goes to the right side of your screen, and there's nobody when he makes that cut, Dennis.
It's another 1st down just outside the 20-yard line. Bishop Sullivan on the attack, and here's a handoff way around this end, and that one is going to be stopped, Rob, in the backfield for a big loss, at least a loss of about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Dyer and Lebrano a little slow getting up, but they snuffed that one out. Then it's going to lose about 5 on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Warriors, and Dunham's defense snuffed that one out, Dennis. I think they probably had someone in the huddle on that one. It looked like everything was going on there.
Well, Zombreaker was the man, Craig Zombreaker, who was running the football. And now it changes the situation a little bit because we have a second down this time, about 14 to go for a first down. And Bishop Sullivan puts two wide receivers out. A good look there at Hargrave as he pauses, signals with two running backs, and then hands off. In there once again, running the ball is Zombreaker, but a good job. Gain of about 4 as they get back to just inside the original line of scrimmage, but a good job on defense by Dunham.
Yeah, Alligood in on the stop that time, among others, but Alligood all over the field for for Dunham. Does it all, Dennis. Offense, defense, special teams. Very valuable player for Joey Thibodeau's Tigers.
Here's a big play in the drive, third down. We'll call it 10 yards to go for Bishop Sullivan. Here's a pass coming now by Hargrave, and the ball is incomplete. And it was intended down there for Chris Wilcox, the tight end, but incomplete. That'll bring up a fourth down situation. And now an interesting call by Gary Frank. Will he go for the long field goal, or will he try a play that comes in from the bench?
Well, going to go in with the, looks like the field goal team, Dennis, and 34 in to kick it. We don't have him on our roster, but we certainly hope to get that straight before the evening.
It's a field goal attempt by Bishop Sullivan. The ball teed up at about the 26. A low kick that looks like it's off to the left. It is off to the left, and it's no good. And so we're going to pause for a moment, but 5:17 to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless from Olympia Stadium.
Hi, I'm Paolo LaFossi with Baton Rouge Physical Therapy. Baton Rouge Physical Therapy has been serving the community by treating athletic injuries for the last 37 years. BRPT specializes in manual aggressive therapy techniques to athletes in order for them to return to competition as fast but as safe as possible. There are 4 convenient locations in the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. We have strong community ties with local high school, college, and professional levels. Remember, ask for Baton Rouge Physical Therapy. We're always reaching for results.
Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana is one of the best mortgage companies in the area. If you're in the market for a mortgage, you should make the smart call to Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana. Call 752-9711 in Baton Rouge or 677-7283 in Prairieville. Chateau Mortgage can help with refinancing, debt consolidation, construction, RECD, FHA, and VA. Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana is located at 13441 Tiger Bend Road and on Airline Highway in Prairieville. Don't forget, we specialize in making your world easy. Welcome back to the Cox Game of the Week from Olympia Stadium. The Dunham Tigers back on offense, Rob, for the second time. You see 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Rex Olympia Stadium, and a great scoreboard here at Olympia Stadium.
And a great crowd, Dennis. You know, there's a pretty good crowd here tonight at Olympia. Dunham's very, very large contingent on the far side, and here on the Bishop Sullivan side, Dennis, a very good crowd. So the heat didn't keep them away.
Well, Lebrano carries the ball on the first to play there and picks up about 7 yards, Rob. Close to 8 even, so we'll call it second down and 3 yards to go as you look at the crowd across the way.
Well, both these clubs would like to run the football, Dennis. That's what they're good at. They've got good offensive fronts, and they've got good running backs, and they both feel they got some good depth there, and they like to run it and throw it when they need to. But we want to keep it on the floor, Dennis.
All right, Hammock is the quarterback. He wears, once again, the number 4 on his back for Dunham. He fakes a handoff and then pitches it wide. Bishop Sullivan springs that one out, and down he goes as Rougeau comes up.
Well, Rougeau's going to get the tackle, but Danny Thibodeau made the play. Danny Thibodeau came across, slowed the guy, made him go wider, which gave Paul Rougeau a chance to get in there and make the stop. So a nice job that time by Thibodeau. He's done a nice job the last 2 times they've run the football his way.
Well, it looked like for sure that Bishop Sullivan had anticipated that one going wide as they didn't go for the fake up the middle. 3 running backs. And now they put a man out in the slot to the right, and Hammock calls the signals. Let's see what they do. They'll hand it off straight ahead. Game tackling in there, and down goes Lebrano, short of a first down. It's punt time for Dunham.
Nice job again by the Bishop Sullivan defense, Dennis, in holding Dunham to 3 plays and out. 3:43 to go in the first quarter, and Dennis, I think that's a breeze that I feel.
Well, I certainly hope it is, because it is very warm still at Olympia Stadium, and I know everybody around the Baton Rouge area certainly can appreciate where we're talking about the heat, because it has been very, very hot in Baton Rouge.
Well, 105 on Wednesday, close to that yesterday, and if it wasn't 105 today, Dennis, then somebody needs to get their thermometers checked, because it was very, very warm in the Baton Rouge area. Of course, that's supposed to continue all weekend.
There's a high snap there, but a good punt down the field. And so Bishop Sullivan, though, Rob, is going to get excellent field position as once again they get the football and they get it as Lucio takes it across midfield, and they'll have it just inside the Dunham end of the field, the north end of Olympia Stadium.
So they'll start it 1 yard closer to the end zone than they started last time, starting at Dunham's 49-yard line. Of course, Jim Adair, the fine principal over at Dunham, they have a new library, Dennis, and they're adding new things to their facility, and they certainly added that parking lot, which was greatly needed out at Dunham, but growing out at the Dunham campus as well as Bishop Sullivan.
Well, always a pleasure to go out to Dunham. We've done a couple of basketball games there together in the hospitality second to none out at Dunham, as it is also at Bishop Sullivan. So 2 teams going at each other tonight.
There's your fan crew, Dennis.
There's a fumble in the inside, and let's see who has it. It looks like Dunham could have the football as the Dunham bench is jumping up and down, and they do have it. The Dunham Tigers will take it over right at midfield, Rob, in their best field position to start.
Seth Michelson, big defensive lineman, came up with a fumble recovery on that play, and they'll start it at their own 49. And as you mentioned, the best field position they've had all night. But Dennis, good to see you made all your phone calls and got all your fans to come out tonight. And I saw that We Love Dennis McCain banner earlier, and
I think that's some kind of song about
your son there in the middle with the very attractive hairstyle, shall we say.
Well, I wouldn't put it past my son. That's not my son, but certainly something that he would consider doing. Here now is movement, Rob, and we'll have a penalty before this series can get underway.
Well, these are those early penalties we talked about, Dennis, and that it's a lot different when you line up against somebody in different colors, Dennis, than you do in practice, and it's a lot more intense. Probably a couple of guys on the defensive front barking out their own
procedure against the white. 5 yards.
On what Hammock's doing back there and get the football.
All right, so Dunham will start it now. First and 15, and I hear that our official's mic is now working, and so that'll be nice to go down to the field and hear his comments. Another addition to the root game of the week that they added last year or the year before, and that's a great addition.
Well, it's certainly nice to know it's working.
All right, a handoff straight ahead in there, and a gain of about 3 on the play will bring up a second down and 12 situation.
So both defenses, Dennis, where you think they would be. Of course, Friday night all over Louisiana, all over the country, opening week of the high school football seasons, and the defenses are always ahead of the offenses no matter what level of football you're playing in, whether it be pro or tomorrow morning in the Breck Leagues out here at Olympia.
Second down after the penalty and a gain of 3. It's second down and 12, and a big hole in there. And look at that man ramble Lebrano down the field, and making the tackle is Paul Rougeau, and also Jenkins in on the tackle. Let's look at that play again, Rob.
Yeah, take a look at it here. Nice job blocking up front. Lebrano is wearing out that left side, Dennis. Now, the 2 carries over there, he's picked up about 25 to 30 yards, and Lebrano, a pretty good load, Dennis.
Well, he's a big man to bring down, and if you're a safety on the defense, you certainly don't want to see him coming through untouched. All right, Hammock now plays it third down and 4, and there he comes again. He has a first down. He's inside the 40. He's at the 38. Dunham's on the move. First down for the Tigers.
Well, Dennis, we were talking before the game about this game, and you asked me about the power rating system. Well, it really doesn't hurt Bishop Sullivan to play a 1A team, a good 1A team. They'll lose a few points for playing them, but if every time Dunham wins, they'll gain points. On the other hand, Dunham can't lose here. They're going to lose, but they're going to get points for playing an upper classification team. So if they win or lose, they get points. And if the more games Bishop Sullivan wins, the more points Dunham gets. So if that doesn't confuse the public, Dennis, nothing else will.
I'm not asking any questions. Here now is a fake handoff and a pass coming down the field, and that pass is going to be caught at about the 33-yard line as Sickler pulls it in for the Dunham Tigers, and Rob Dunham has something going.
Yeah, they certainly do. Travis Roulette on the coverage that time. Had him covered like a blanket, but just a nice throw by, nice little pitch and catch there by Hammock, and also Sickler. And let's take a look at it again here. You'll see Hammock rolling to the near side, and Sickler come right into your screen right there. As soon as he catches it, he gets popped, but holds on to the football and picks up about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
The Dunham Tigers in white tonight. A handoff straight ahead. And a nice gain in there as once again Lebrano runs with the football. And Rob, he has it down and very, very close to another first down.
And they're going to have an official's timeout for a measurement. Dennis, and I'm going to say, Dennis, first time in the regular season. Jamboree didn't count. I'm going to say he's 2 inches short.
Now, Rob, you didn't do bad in the Jamboree, but you want to throw those stats out, right?
2 inches short. 2 inches short.
Here we go.
2 inches short.
They'll stretch it out, and he's 2 inches for a first down.
That's what I said. No, that's what I said. That's what I said. He'd make it
first down for the Dunham Tigers.
See, that's what I get for listening to our stat guy, Joe Toops. You know, he's setting me up. Toops is setting me up.
It's 0-0, and it's a first down for Dunham. And we now are winding down in the first quarter. Only about 38 seconds, 38.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. A couple more plays to go for Dunham. The official rolls the clock, and Dunham is up at the line of scrimmage in a tight formation. That is except one man who is out wide to the left, and a handoff around the right side inside the 25, just barely down to about the 24.
Well, that's going to do it for the first quarter, Dennis. I guess we could say it's a low-scoring first quarter. 0-0. 15 minutes have been played, Dennis. It's not any cooler than when we started, but we're starting over the second quarter fresh with 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Dunham when we come back to Olympia Field after this commercial break, Dennis.
Well, we're playing from Brex Olympia Field, and that will do it for the first quarter as we'll change the ends of the stadium now. Dunham on the move. It's 0-0 from Olympia Stadium on the Cox Game of the Week, live on a Friday night.
From Cajun cuisine to the party of your dreams, Drusilla Seafood Restaurant and Catering says it all. Drusilla caters to large and small groups, and elegance is no object. Next time you plan your special event, make Drusilla a part of the plans. From a power lunch to a casual dinner, Drusilla Seafood Restaurant has the recipe to make your mouth water. Drusilla lunches are fast and delicious. Casual evenings radiate with atmosphere. You'll come again and again. The secret is Drusilla Seafood Restaurant.
0 down at Blue Ribbon Motors, 8308 Airline Highway, 2 blocks north of Cortana Mall. If you're in the market for a clean, dependable used car, truck, or van, Blue Ribbon Motors has an excellent selection of pre-owned vehicles. Our friendly sales staff will arrange financing and give you the best deal in town for 0 down. Blue Ribbon Motors, 8308 Airline Highway, 2 blocks north of Cortana Mall.
Come see us at Blue Ribbon Motors, the home of 0 down.
Second down and 5. Let's go down to Gary Risponi on the sideline.
Rob, this is a familiar face right here from CSAL, and he's over there at Bishop Sullivan now. This is Wayne Stabler. And Coach Wayne, you was coaching when I was playing.
Yeah.
And you was at St. Agnes then.
I was at St. Agnes, in Command, Sacred Heart, in Command, St. Aloysius, and 2 years at Calicut. That's when we had put in the 9th, when we merged St. Anthony and Calicut, because we didn't have enough kids.
Look, I'm going to have to wrap it up right now. We're going to come back to Wayne later, but I know you did a lot at St. Thomas More also.
Yeah, I'm over there working. This is going to be my last year. I'm hanging up. 43 years. And
look, we'll come back later on. We're cutting it off right now, but he coached Joey Thibodeau, too.
All right, on a second down and 5 play, Rob Lebrano takes the ball inside the 20, and he has it very close to a first down, and you get chance number 2 to say whether it's a first down.
He made it. That's all I'm saying. He made it. I'm not giving feet, inches, anything. I didn't look at Joe Toops. I think he made it. And see there? Joe Toops sets me up again.
We're short now by about 3 or 4 inches here. So it is just third down, though. This is a great drive by Dunham, and they're opening up holes in the middle, and Lebrano is putting his head down and crashing forward, and now they are just short of the first.
Can we clean the slate? I'm focused now. I'm ready to get going with these measurements.
All right, we'll start it all over again. Rob, and we're not going to really give the stats on Rob and his pick of first downs on measurements. We're going to let him start from scratch.
It's the live TV. On tape delay, Dennis, I was never wrong. On live TV, I'm 0 for 3.
Is that kind of like a press in golf?
Excuse me?
Where you start over again?
Yeah, right, mulligans. I need a couple of mulligans.
All right, third down now. Third down in just about 3 inches.
You'd know all about those mulligans, wouldn't you?
Well, I know about presses. All right, third down now. Half a first down. A first down coming there for Dunham, and he touchdown. And heads to the end zone for a touchdown. And that's Allie Good with the football. And the Dunham Tigers have taken the lead. He bounces off of a tackler, Rob. Allie Good does, and John goes racing into the end zone. Dunham leads it 6-0.
And what Gary Frank's going to tell us, guys, you've heard it many, many times, Dennis. Guys, you got to wrap him up. They had him in the backfield, didn't wrap him up, made a nice spin move, got out of it. Dunham scores. They'll go for the 7th. And Dennis, you might have your first regular season Pelican point after of your career.
Just after we talked about golf, it's the Pelican point after that is coming right now from Sickler, who has the ball teed up, and it is in the air. And the Pelican point after is perfect. It's good. We'll be back to Olympia, 7-0 Dunham. Dunham goes 51 yards, Rob, on that possession for a touchdown, and the Tigers get the lead, and with 11 minutes, 23 seconds to go, Dunham leads it 7-0.
Yeah, nice job that time. Allie Good made a nice move to get it into the end zone, and Dunham draws first blood. Then it's 7-0 Tigers, and they'll kick it away to Bishop Sullivan deep for Bishop Sullivan. Dennis is number 31, Rougeau, and also 41, who's going to end up carrying the football, and that'll be Audie Williams.
And here comes Williams straight up the field, puts his head down, and comes across the 25-yard line to about the 26-yard line. Bishop Sullivan back on the offense as Vincent Argray, the quarterback, leads his troops onto the field dressed in their red jerseys tonight.
We'll take a look at that replay again as you see Williams coming up the middle, and he just gets up a full head of steam and runs it right through there. And you don't want to be one of those wedge guys, Dennis. One of those wedge busters. Those guys get up on Saturday mornings with a lot of bruises, Dennis.
All right, let's see if Bishop Sullivan can
answer. Ever a wedge buster?
Absolutely not. First down, 10 yards to go for Bishop Sullivan. They have it at the 26. Hargrave is the quarterback. He's going to hand off on the right side, and a short gain there of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, Audie Williams with the football. 41 picks up about 3, Dennis. And, you know, I think Art Root back in his playing days was a wedge buster, Dennis, over at Catholic High.
All right, second down. As we have now, second down and about 7 yards to go, we'll call it. Bishop Sullivan out at the 30-yard line. They put 2 men wide, way out to the right.
That would be the bottom of your screen, right?
And Williams has
fumble.
It. Looked like a fumble there as the players piled up, but Bishop Sullivan keeps the ball.
Yeah, Williams fell on his own fumble and actually picked up about 3 yards on the play, Dennis. So going to bring up a third down and about 2.5. And this is a big first down for Bishop Sullivan. It's very early, Dennis, but Dunham's got some momentum right now, and you don't want to them to be able to get up a full head of steam on you, going into halftime. Of course, 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter, but they already lead it 7-0.
Well, number 41 right behind the quarterback is Williams, of course. And Rougeau is number 31, and he has the football, and he has it out short of a first down. A good job on defense that time by the Dunham Tigers.
He's going to be short, Dennis, and wouldn't be surprised, Dennis, here if Bishop Sullivan goes for this on fourth down.
You think they don't want to give it back?
No, see if they keep the offense out on the field, Dennis. I think they'll go for this one.
Well, they do. Hargrave came to the bench. short conversation with Gary Frank, and then he hustles back in to the huddle, and they will go for it from the 35-yard line. It's 4th down, Rob. This is a big play. You don't want to give it back to Dunham now. 4th down, and it looks like a long yard to go.
Well, see if you don't get that long snap count.
Well, that was a very quick whistle there, and we could have delay of the game. And, of course, that was because Hargrave did come to the sideline. It's punting time for Bishop Sullivan.
On the snap. So it'll be Williams punting it for Bishop Sullivan. Deep for Dunham, number 3, Richard Kucharik. And I believe that's number 8, David Alligood. John Alligood.
Well, Williams gets a low snap, but he gets the ball away, and he has a decent punt coming down across the 45. A fumble on the play, and let's see who has it. The officials will unravel the players, and let's see who has recovered this one, Rob. And now it's Bishop Sullivan who's celebrating. Let's see if the official agree. No, they do not.
Dunham's football.
Well, the first 2 players to come out of the pile were from Bishop Sullivan, and they were happy. But a Dunham Tiger apparently underneath recovers the football, and so Dunham keeps it outside their own 45-yard line.
And a good look at some of the Bishop Sullivan faithful here. Of course, both these teams, Dennis, use this stadium for their home fields. Tonight, Bishop Sullivan, the home team, Dunham with the football at their own 45-yard line. And big defensive stand this time for Bishop Sullivan is needed, Dennis.
Well, Trey Johnson hustles onto the field on defense for Bishop Sullivan. And here's a handoff in there. And a man pulling tacklers with him to the midfield stripe. Emil Lebrano running the football.
And there's Art Roots fan club, Dennis, as they got their caution tape up. They got their hunting caps on. Gary Risponi ought to get to know those guys as much as he likes to hunt, Dennis. But I'm telling you, nice crew here. Painted up. I'd like to see the festivities. I paint the faces, put up the signs, put on the wigs. You have a nice wig on tonight, Dennis.
You know, a good time. Let's go to break right now. We'll pause for a moment. Go! All right, let's set the situation. 2nd down, 6 yards to go for the Dunham Tigers. They fumble a punt, but recovered, and now they have a 2nd and 6 as they come up to the line of scrimmage on the Cox Game of the Week.
After the play.
There's a handoff to the right side to Allie Good, and Allie Good is dancing his way for a 1st down inside the 45, and a late flag comes in. Let's go down to the field.
Robin, Dennis, I believe these Warriors want that Spirit Award. That Cox Spirit Award we give out every week. These look like winners right here. You see them? And that's the largest cheerleader squad I've seen all year. That's 20 cheerleaders on the sideline. I think the Warriors want that award.
Well, he's right, Dennis. You know, the Cox Spirit Award given to the team each week on the Cox Game of the Week that shows the most spirit. Of course, we hadn't got over to the Dunham side of the field yet, and we'll send Gary over there and hopefully get a report from over there. But Bishop Sullivan, certainly your favorite in the early going tonight, Dennis.
Well, both teams a lot of spirit as they play tonight. That late flag, Rob, is going to be for 5 yards.
That's that 5-yard face mask, Dennis. We talked about it last week. There's a 5-yard and a 15-yard line, 15-yard penalty for face mask this year. A new rule this year in high school football in Louisiana. So I think a good rule also.
Well, it was already a 1st down, but they get 5 more because of that 5-yard face mask penalty inside the 40. Here is a handoff to Allie Good around the right side. He's dancing, and he's still jumping, and down inside the 35 for a nice gain on 1st down of about 6.
And Brad Fonte on the stop for Bishop Sullivan, but he picks up 6, and the Dunham offense seems to have cranked it up a little earlier tonight and got things in sync. Bishop Sullivan still staggering a little bit on the offensive side of the football.
Sullivan certainly needs a stop now. I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Mushmak, along with Joe Toops up in the box. Gary Risponi down on the field. It's the Cox Game of the Week, and we have cameramen all over Olympia Stadium tonight supplying us with great shots as Root Television Productions always do there on a Friday night, and this is no exception. Dunham on the move, 2nd down and 4. And look at this one, Rob, to the end zone. That's the big man with it. And Lebrano is in the end zone. It's a 2-touchdown lead now for the Dunham Tigers.
Lebrano untouched, Dennis. 7:26 to go in the second quarter, and they found something. Dunham's offensive front really taking control right now, Dennis, against a defensive front last week to Bishop Sullivan that was dominant.
And across the way, the Dunham fans celebrate as they move up by 13 points with 7:26 to play in the second quarter.
And Joey Thibodeau, the fine coach, long-standing coach at Dunham. He was there when it was Chapel Trafton, but now the Dunham School. And Rougeau, check that.
Sickler has the ball teed up, and he has the Pelican point after in the air. He has it good again. It's 14-0. We are live at Olympia Stadium on the Cox Game of the Week. Olympia Field.
That's great, guys.
Brex Olympia Field for tonight's Cox Game of the Week. Here's the kickoff by Dunham. The Tigers now lead 14-0, and that kickoff is going to be taken, Rob, just short of the goal line. But the official says in the end zone.
See, there you go again, Dennis.
Well, it looked like he might have caught it just in bounds, but it's where the ball is when he catches it, and it was just over the goal line. Let's go back to the field to Gary Risponi.
Robin Dennis, I'm sitting here with the cross-country coach. That's the man from Bishop Sullivan and the cross-country coach and the state champion. This is Neil Burrell, coach.
Thanks, glad to be here. This is Grace Matheson from Bishop Sullivan, state champion in 4A last year.
And this is the rest of the cross-country team.
Dennis, I was there and saw that today in Natchitoches when their cross-country team won the state championship last year. Dennis, dominant cross-country program at Bishop Sullivan. You know who used to be involved with that sport over at Bishop Sullivan? Hey, is their principal, Joe Ray.
Well, Smith makes the tackle. Let's look across the way at the Dunham crowd.
Well, that's yeah, ain't making a good push for that Spirit Award, Dennis. It took a lot of paint there for the Dunham, for the Go Dunham. Of course, a lot of those guys look like they need to hit the weights a little bit, Dennis, but nonetheless, Go Dunham very, very festive on the far side.
Hargrave is still the quarterback, but he has some new men in the backfield with him, and that play is going to be knocked down that time, and there's a good tackle.
Bradley Jenkins with the football, Dennis. They're very deep running back.
Seth Michelson, one of the men who makes the tackle, that big number 72 of the Dunham Tigers.
And right here, you'll see the touchdown by, I think he's becoming your favorite player, Dennis, here in week 1 from Dunham, Emil Lebrano, and he goes in untouched, and it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Tigers.
Well, he's the kind of runner that you have to get very early before he gets going. And speaking of not getting someone, a nice hole up the middle and rambling in there for a first down is Williams, who's back in the backfield. First down for the Bishop Sullivan Warriors as they move it on the tackle. That time was Nathan Dyer, and also in there was Kucherchuk on the tackle along with McIntyre.
And it looks like a little fog starting to form, Dennis, here at Olympia Field.
It certainly does. Very hazy now as the heat cools off just a bit. And here's a pass out to the right side that is no good as they try to get the ball out to Jenkins.
Yeah, Travis Jenkins. The ball was a little wobbly, but Hargrave was hit as soon as he released the football, and ball's incomplete, 2nd down and 10. But very hazy, Dennis, on the far side here at Olympia. Hopefully that'll stay away, as we were here one night when it was so foggy we couldn't see the field.
I'll never forget that night, but it was much colder that night.
Yeah, boy, was it.
All right, here we go now, 2nd down. We'll call it 10 yards to go. Hargrave still in there, quarterback, and as you look at Gary Frank on the sideline, a gain of only about 1 on the play. A good job on defense by the Dunham defense. McIntyre along with several other tacklers that time for Dunham.
The officials have taken a timeout to discuss something, Dennis, but Dunham up early, Dennis, and a little bit of a surprise as Bishop Sullivan looked very, very good last week in their Jamboree.
Oh, face mask against the white.
Well, this is going to be the 15-yard variety, and it will be a first down for Bishop Sullivan after the official marks it off.
And as I was saying, a little bit of surprise, Bishop Sullivan looked so good on defense last week against a very good St. Thomas Aquinas offense, and their offense struggled a little bit last week and continues to struggle a little bit this week, and it's early. You want to have it ready to go in about 5 weeks when you start that District 7-4A. Of course, they're in the same district, Dennis, with Woodlawn and Plaquemine, a very good district that Bishop Sullivan competes in.
Well, the wind is coming out of the south tonight, and here is a pitch out, but you can see that there was movement in the backfield and a 5-yard penalty up and coming on Bishop Sullivan.
Used to be a song here, Kitty Kitty, but of course, there's your son again, Dennis, with that nice hairdo he got done for tonight's game. And I think that Danny and Craig is supposed to be Rob and Dennis. I see that our public relations crew didn't quite get the right names out to them, but I'm sure that's a Dennis and Rob son.
Well, Rob, just so we don't scare my wife to death, as I mentioned before, my son would do that. I wouldn't put it past him, but of course, he is not here at the stadium tonight.
That looks a lot like him.
All right, from the 50-yard line, right in midfield.
I don't think Pat would let him leave the house like that.
First down. 15 yards to go, and I'm sure it's a very fine young man who is just dressed up and having a lot of fun, as high school students do, as they follow football on a Friday night.
Well, that's one thing we've noticed in since in doing these television games, and that it enhances the crowd. It fires the crowd up so much they do things that they wouldn't normally do on a Friday night. And there you see case in point there on the far side as we go back to our heavily painted Dunham fans on the far side. But it's very exciting. It's added something to the game, Dennis, and I think the Spirit Award is going to be a positive on the Cox game of the week.
It's a Friday night, and we are live, and glad to be here live at Olympia Stadium. I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Mushback. Here's a pass out of the backfield that is short of his intended target. He had Thibodeau, Rob, moving out to the right side, but that one a little bit too low.
Well, Thibodeau well covered on that play and wouldn't have picked up a lot of yardage. Probably would have got a yard or two at the most on the play. Third down and about 11, make it a long 11 for Bishop Sullivan. And the offense really needs to get cranked up, Dennis.
Third down, we'll call it 12 yards to go for the Bishop Sullivan Warriors as they put a wide receiver out to the right, and they move one this way toward the press box. And Hargrave is back to throw, and over the middle and incomplete, a little high as that pass was going across the middle that time and trying to get it to Jenkins, but it was high, and it's fourth down, and Bishop Sullivan will have to turn it back over to the Bishop, or to the Dunham Tigers, I should say. The Tigers leading by 14. This pass, Rob, just a little high, intended for Jenkins.
Yeah, but it was good yardage on that. They'd have definitely had the first down just a tad bit too high. Jenkins almost comes up with it, but Dunham will have to punt it away. Going back to punt, it'll be Audie Williams, and Dunham will send no one deep. So Bishop Sullivan has a chance here, Dennis, to pin him deep.
Well, Jenkins was right at the first down marker, but he couldn't control the pass, and so Bishop Sullivan punts it, and that punt's going to go inside the 20, bounce down to around the 10-yard line, and come to rest at the 9-yard line, and Dunham will have it right there.
Yeah, nice job by Williams that time. So if you're Bishop Sullivan, what you want to do, Dennis, is get a quick defensive stop or pop a turnover out of there, Dennis, and get the football back for your offense. 4:19 to go. You don't want Dunham to drive this thing down the field and use up the clock on you.
It's our first regular season live broadcast on the Cox Game of the Week. And we'll pause for a moment. But before we take that pause, let's talk about ISC. For all of your industrial, electrical, and instrumentation contracting, along with engineering and maintenance needs, look to ISC Industrial Specialty Contractors. Let ISC put their reputation and experience to work for you. If safety is number one, then ISC is the place you need to go. Eddie Risponi, Glenn Red, Jerry Risponi, they welcome you at ISC. And also tonight, it's Harb's Oasis free water garden classes every Saturday, Rob, at 10 a.m.
And Dennis, I think that you and your wife will be there tomorrow morning.
And Manda, fine meats where flavor says it all.
Yeah, the Yarbroughs do a great job.
Calandros, go see the Calandro brothers They are a real tradition in Baton Rouge. Out on Perkins with a new location, Tony's Seafood, who supplies us with all of our pregame food, and we thank Tony's for that.
And Welsh's Cleaners, Dennis.
Welsh's Cleaners, Jim, Ricky and Phillip, dry cleaning. They stand behind it. Go to Welsh's Cleaners with a new location next to the Country Club of Louisiana. First down for the Dunham Tigers from the 9-yard line. Here is a handoff straight ahead and a gain of about 3 on the play.
That's your guy again, Dennis, Lebrano, and Lebrano is getting a pretty good workout here tonight.
Trey Johnson made the tackle. You know, I was out at Calandro's a couple of days ago and talking out there with Blaze, and he, of course, was telling me all about their new location. And, of course, that is where the best chefs in town shop, at Calandro's, with 2 locations now in Baton Rouge. Well, here's a handoff around the right side, and nothing doing. Bishop Sullivan, a good job on defense out there as 2 men come up to make the tackle, and they knock him down that time right about the line of scrimmage, and so we'll play a 3rd down now and 8 yards to go.
So here's your big play right here, Dennis. 3:21 to go. Bishop Sullivan holds. They get the football back in excellent field condition.
Well, on that last tackle was Mastrol. All right, 3rd down and 7, and a big play for Dunham. Let's see if Bishop Sullivan can keep him pinned, and now we have a flag that is thrown in.
Yeah, going to be 5 yards against Bishop Sullivan, which is going to make a 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 2, so a huge play there for Bishop Sullivan, for Dunham's offense, and they never snapped the football, Dennis. I use that Welsh's Cleaners out by Country Club of Louisiana, Dennis. They do a great job out there, and it's a great location. You know, Baton Rouge growing so much out into that area, and Welsh's the first ones out there, and I tell you, that parking lot is never empty.
Well, Jim Welsh, a big supporter of high school football in Baton Rouge, along with Phillip and Ricky over there. Now, this changes the situation because instead of 3rd and 7, it's 3rd and 2, and that will give Dunham a chance maybe to just bang it straight ahead. Let's see what they do. Might look for Lebrano right here. Is he going to get the football?
Well, Mitchell Haynes in at quarterback for Dunham. A new quarterback in, and they're going to...
They give it to Lebrano, but Bishop Sullivan stacks him up.
Nice job by Bishop. They should take a timeout here, Dennis.
The clock has ticked down. It's ticking. It's ticking down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and now inside to 2:26. And they do get a timeout, Rob, to save some time on the clock, because you can always move the ball without timeouts with incomplete passes and passes that go out of bounds or first downs that stop the clock.
They'll stop the clock on first downs, Dennis, and they've got some timeout, 2 timeouts left to go, Dennis. Coming up at the half, we'll have the Red Stick Sports halftime report, but we got 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in this one. We'll be back to Olympia. Dunham leads it 14-0.
Time now for the Dunham Tigers. Bishop Sullivan would love to get something going, Rob, just before halftime with 2:25 to go. The punt is in the air and is going to come across a nice punt way down the field. And here we go with the return coming in. A fumble on the play and a big pile up there. As Rougeau headed for Bishop Sullivan. Fumble, but I think Bishop Sullivan recovered the fumble, but they'll unpile him.
Yeah, Bishop Sullivan going to keep the football. Nice job that time, Dennis, by Travis Roulette to jump on that loose ball, because that would have been huge. Dunham would have got it back with 2 timeouts and 2:11 to go. Instead, Bishop Sullivan, good field position, Dennis, is what they wanted. A defensive stop to get the football back for the offense and see if they can't get something cranked up to end the first half.
Well, Rob, very hard to tell with our cameras tonight. There is a haze in the air, and the wind coming out of the south, blowing over Olympia Stadium. Art Root Television Productions with cameras all over Olympia Field tonight, bringing you the best in high school coverage and the only live game in the state of Louisiana. All right, Argrave now wants to throw the football, and he throws it wide of his mark as he tries to get it out to Williams, who is coming out of the backfield, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, trying to run a little out pattern, let Argrave catch it and run out of bounds and pick up some yards and stop the clock. Of course, the incomplete pass, Dennis, will stop the clock. 2:05 to go as you look at Todd Black, Gary Frank, Lafayette Dewey, Sean Lynch, Michael Mack, and Mike Thomas, also Mark Barbary. fine coaching staff over at Bishop Sullivan.
Second down for the Warriors. They have a wide receiver out to the right. Everybody else is in tight as they put a man in motion in Hargrave. Hands off straight ahead. And he running with the football out to about the 49-yard line. A gain of only 3 on the play. And the clock now, Rob, has moved inside of 2 minutes as Williams takes it down the field. We'll take it. There is a timeout on the field here at Olympia Stadium. We are live on the Cox Game of the Week. When we come back, it's 14-0 Dunham. We're back at Olympia Stadium. The Cox Game of the Week is live. Glad you could join us tonight and hope you're enjoying high school football in the Baton Rouge area. Next week, we'll go out of town to Plaquemine when Port Allen, the Pelicans, and the Plaquemine Green Devils will battle in Plaquemine, and we'll bring that game back to you live from Plaquemine next week. All right, third down now, 7 yards to go.
And boy, is it going to be wild down there next week. We've already heard rumors, Dennis, and I hope only half of them are true.
Hargrave is going to throw the football. He throws it high, but it's caught down the field. And a nice catch down there for a first down. As pulling that ball in was Jenkins, and that time, Rob, it was high again, but this time Jenkins reached up, knocked it down, controlled it, and Bishop Sullivan has a first down just inside the Dunham 30.
Well, they ran that play earlier, Dennis, and it was a little high by Hargrave to Jenkins. This time they connect on a good catch by Jenkins. They've got a first down at the 30-yard line with 1:39 to go in the first half. You know they'd love to at least get a field goal attempt out of this, Dennis, before the half.
There's still plenty of time to go for Hargrave, and his team in the red jersey.
Got him again, wide open.
And open. Can he get to it? That ball is no good. Just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, down around the goal line as Thibodeau was trying to catch it, but it was just gone.
Now take a look at the catch by Jenkins again right here. You'll see Hargrave drop back. Good protection by the line. He's got time, slings it over the middle, and there it is. Nice concentration by Jenkins, and he picks up about 20, and it's a second down now and 10 for Bishop Sullivan. Timeout called on the field by Dunham. We'll take it. We'll be back. 1:25 to go in the half here at Olympia. Dunham leads it by 2 touchdowns.
All right, you're looking at the Dunham Tigers, who are on defense. The ball at their 30-yard line. Bishop Sullivan has it. They have a second down now and 10 to go for a first down as they put a couple of men out to the right. You can see that haze in the air a little bit on some of our camera shots. And now Hargrave pauses signals, and he puts Rougeau in motion out to the left. And this time fakes a handoff and comes back to the right.
Touch, just to be a touchdown, Dennis.
Fumbles the ball down around the 2-yard line.
Bishop Sullivan got it back.
I think has recovered. I think you're right. They do have it. And Bishop Sullivan, Rob, they turn a terrible situation after the fumble into a positive one because they gain a few yards on the fumble, and they'll have it first down and goal to go at the 2-yard line.
I don't see how Dunham didn't come up with it. They were there. The other ones there were on top of the football. It must have squirted out. Rougeau jumped on it. He comes to the side injured, Dennis limping, but Rougeau came up with a recovery. First and goal from the 2 for the Warriors.
First and goal for the 2, 3 running backs in the game for Hargrave as he calls his signals and hands off up the middle. Looks a little short, Rob, as they try to bang it straight up the center, and they don't get it in.
They need a timeout.
Well, they do get the timeout, and we will take it with them as Danny Thibodeau comes up short on that high play. We'll be back. Dunham leads it 14-0, but Bishop Sullivan is driving. Well, the ball is just inside the 2-yard line. Bishop Sullivan wanting to get it into the end zone, and Dunham wanting to hold. 52 seconds to go. It's only second down. Number 11, that's Hargrave. He's been in there all night for Bishop Sullivan. Handoff to the last man through again and close to the goal line. No sign by the official, though, Rob. He got right to the goal line.
Dennis, about 2 inches short. They'll have to hurry and get to the line of scrimmage. 39 seconds to go.
Here's a handoff again into the goal line. He's in this time. Touchdown! touchdown for Bishop Sullivan. Rob, he barely got in.
Well, he fumbled it, Dennis, when he crossed the end line, but the official said he broke the plane before the fumble. So touchdown Warriors, 14-6 with 24 seconds to go here in the first half.
Danny Thibodeau takes it into the end zone. He barely got it in, but he did, and it's 14-6, and now we will have the Pelican point after with just 24 seconds to go. As you see the scoreboard and a good shot of it here at Olympia Stadium. The extra point is now on the ground. The kick is up in the air. The Pelican point after by the Pelican Golf Club is good. It's 14-7. We're getting closer. It's a one-touchdown game on the Cox Live Game of the Week. Excitement is picking up. Josh Gerard is kicking off for Bishop Sullivan. They have scored, and now it's 14-7. The kickoff is on the ground and back across the 20-yard line to the 25, about the 26, and with 18 seconds to go in the first half, Rob, we have a ball game now.
And Roulette stuck Alligood on that one, and Dunham will have the football with 18.1 seconds to go. As you look at the Bishop Sullivan side of the stadium, their band will be performing at halftime. Of course, at halftime we'll have the Red Stick Sports halftime report. Brian Rebb and Scott Nielsen do a great job over at Red Stick Sports, and that'll be coming up in about 18.1 seconds.
And a lot of action in the second quarter. 3 touchdowns. It's 14-7. The Dunham Tigers in the white uniforms. And Dunham here, Rob, will just run the last 18 seconds out, and we'll go to halftime, and that'll be our score at intermission. As you see, Dunham just kneel on it, and the clock tick on down now to 12 seconds, and that will be the last play of the first half.
Well, as we go to break, Dennis, let's take a look at the replay one more time on the touchdown. See if you can see the football come out right at the end, Dennis, as he crosses the end line, but the official said he broke the plane, so touchdown, Bishop Sullivan. There's your football right there coming out, but he's already in the end zone.
That he is. Thibodeau scores 14-7. We're going to halftime, and we have a ball game, the Cox Game of the Week, live as you look at the young men on the ground there after the touchdown by Thibodeau. And so we'll come back for all of our halftime activities, the Red Stick halftime report, after we pause for a moment as we play it live on a Friday night here in Baton Rouge.
The Cox Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Bassett Furniture Direct.
Welcome back to Olympia Field. We are live on the Cox Game of the Week, and you're looking out on the field at some young ladies from Dunham High School. Rob, an exciting first half, a very exciting second quarter. We had 3 touchdowns. As you see the Warrior crowd celebrating that last touchdown. That was a touchdown that they really needed.
Yeah, they really did, Dennis. And, you know, we talked about that with about 2:30 to go in the half, Dennis. We talked about that. Their defense had to come up with a big stop, and they did. Got the ball back for the offense, and they took it 58 yards for a touchdown by Jenkins. Now, Dunham, on the other hand, their 2 drives, 50 and 55 yards. A great run by Alligood on their first touchdown, and untouched. Your man, Mano Labardo, I guess that mano a mano, you know what I'm, Mano Labardo, kind of a catchy phrase, but 2 touchdowns for them, 14-7. Dunham leads it here on the Red Stick Sport halftime report.
Well, it's a great night for football here at Olympia Stadium. A little haze in the air. We've been talking about that a little bit tonight, but it is a warm night, and the clear skies that we've had were very welcome prior to kickoff and continuing on.
It looks like a misting rain, Dennis, but it's actually just fog. Or a very, very large fire in the area, but it looks like fog and here at Olympia Stadium. But Dennis, the halftime stats are pretty close, Dennis, on both sides of the football. Your halftime stats, first downs for Bishop Sullivan, 6 first downs. Dunham with 4, of course, you score 14-7. Rushing yards, 112 for Dunham, 68 for Bishop Sullivan, for Dunham. Passing yardage, 48 yards for Bishop Sullivan, 6 for Dunham. Your total yards, 118 to 116, so very even there. 1 turnover committed by Bishop Sullivan. So we're almost even on the scoreboard. We're almost even statistically. So far, Dennis, you'd say the game's a push, but to keep it on the scoreboard, and Dunham's got a 1-touchdown lead going into the second half. And at the half, I would think Joey Thibodeau's going to tell his guys, let's keep doing what we're doing. Bishop Sullivan, let's do what we did the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Well, that's a good point. They did get the ball down that last drive. Fumbled it one time, but then recovered, and a big recovery down around the 2. Well, when we come back to Olympia Stadium, we'll continue with the Red Stick halftime report as Dunham leads Bishop Sullivan 14-7. 14-7, Dunham leads Bishop Sullivan, and joining me in the press box now is Eddie Risponi from ISC and a big supporter of high school football. As a matter of fact, Eddie, you're spotting tonight for Bill Dawson, who has been out at Bishop Sullivan a long time supporting that program.
That's exactly right. Bill's been doing it for a while. His son graduated in one of the first classes, I think like in '89, and then my son graduated in '90.
Well, Bishop Sullivan, of course, an up-and-coming school here in the Baton Rouge area, maybe their best team ever this year. Now, you're from ISC, and of course, ISC, one of our sponsors of the Cox Game of the Week, that enables us to bring these live telecasts to all of Baton Rouge and the surrounding parishes. We thank you for that. But tell us a little bit about ISC, instrumentation and electrical.
Well, ISC is an industrial electrical and instrumentation contractor with home offices in Baton Rouge, and we have an office in Houston, Texas as well. Employ about 1,000 people between the two areas, and a big supporter of the community.
And what are some of the things that that you do there at ISC for the average person listening tonight that might need your services?
Well, the average person probably wouldn't use our services. Most of our is done by the plants, the Exxon Mobil's, Shell, CF Industries, Dow Chemicals, major chemical and refinery plants in the Baton Rouge area.
Well, ISC, a great business here in the Baton Rouge area, and a business that we certainly all appreciate the employment that you give here in the Baton Rouge area. And Eddie, thank you so much for your support of high school football. And I might add that your brother is down on the sideline, our sideline reporter, Gary Risponi.
Just a coincidence, right?
Yeah, he's a great guy, and
thank you, Dennis.
Always good to have Gary out with us. And thank you for coming by and visiting with us on the Cox Game of the Week live tonight from Olympia. Well, when we come back, we'll continue with the Red Stick halftime report. The Dunham Tigers leading over the Bishop Sullivan Warriors by a score of 14-7. Let's pause for a moment. Well, welcome back to the Cox Game of the Week. It's halftime, the Red Stick halftime report. And Rob, you have some individual statistics.
Individual statistics for Dunham. Alligood, 8 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown, a great run. Lebrano, 10 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown. And Hammock is 1-for-1 passing for 6 yards. For Bishop Sullivan, Rouge, 3 carries, 23 yards. Williams, 5 carries for 30 yards, and our grade is 2 of 7 for 46 yards. Penalties, 5 penalties for 25 yards for Bishop Sullivan, and 2 penalties for 20 yards for Dunham. So fairly quick, pretty quick played first half, Dennis, and we're ready for second half action here in a minute.
Well, the kickoff only moments away. Both teams are back on the field. The Dunham Tigers and the Bishop Sullivan Warriors. And it's high school football on a Friday night live in the Baton Rouge area each and every Friday night.
We would certainly like to welcome all of the Western Carolina fans into town. And if they're in their hotel rooms watching the Cox Game of the Week, we hope you're enjoying it and hope you have a nice stay in the Baton Rouge area this weekend. And we don't hope you're too fortunate tomorrow night in Tiger Stadium, but welcome to Baton Rouge. And while you're here, you may want to go over and eat at Evol's Cafe. They got some great food down the river, and also where the pregame show is for LSU football, Dennis.
Yeah, be sure and join that pregame show Saturday before the LSU kickoff. Harb's Oasis. Remember that free water garden class is every Saturday at 10 a.m. And, of course, we thank Prime Equipment.
Yeah, Prime Equipment, locations all over the state. Baton Rouge, Plaquemine, Donaldsonville, New Orleans, Westwego, Shreveport, and Lake Charles. Remember those Saturday hours, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kevin Ashey, Tim Brown, and Frank Courage.
And who could forget Ito, Rick Lee, the class of 77, and a big supporter of high school football in the Baton Rouge area.
Yeah, he certainly is. And, of course, Ricky, a Catholic High graduate, and Edo Specialty Plastics, been with us a long time. Ricky's been a big supporter of not just Calvert High, but high school football in general.
All right, we're set for the kickoff. Dunham will kick it off. Bishop Sullivan will get the ball first as we start the second half. And here is a run straight up the middle, and running for good yardage is Williams, Rob, as he takes the ball out over the 35 to the 38-yard line. That's where Bishop Sullivan will put it in play, and they now will be 62 yards away from a tie and touchdown. Let's see if they can get something going.
Well, Artie Williams did a nice job there, saw a little seam and cut it right up inside. Hargrave will take the snaps to start the second half for Bishop Sullivan.
All right, the Warriors on the offense. Look at this formation now. 4 men out to the right, and they throw it to the man in the back who has the football, and he is out to midfield. And Rob, a trick play to start the second half.
Yeah, and a nice play, Dennis, but he's not getting up, and that's big. That's huge for Bishop Sullivan, as Paul Rougeau has carried a pretty good load for the Warriors tonight, and he's down up now on his feet on the Bishop Sullivan sideline. You see their doctor, their medical staff taking care. Of course, their team doctors, Dr. Tommy John, Tim Bella, and James Osterberger. Also down for Dunham on the near side. We didn't get a number, but they're checking a Dunham player. It looks like number 81, Jonathan Price, injured on that play, and it looks like they're working on his left shoulder, Dennis.
Well, Bishop Sullivan put 4 men out to the right, Rob, and they got it out to the man who was in the back, who was Rougeau, and he had a nice gain on the play and gets a first down.
And he's up, and that's always good to see both guys up on that play and on their own feet. And first down for Bishop Sullivan. You get a good look at Rougeau there on the sidelines and drink those fluids.
Bishop Sullivan with a first down on their first play of the second half, and the Warriors now have it inside Dunham territory, Rob, in good field position at the 49.
Well, the offense has looked a lot crisper, Dennis, since about the start of that last drive of the first half, and here on the first play here after the kickoff return.
Hargrave calls the signals and hands off out there, but nothing doing. Dunham all over that one, and no gain. As a matter of fact, a loss on the play of about 3 yards as they'll spot it back at the 47, almost up to the 48.
Well, Dunham's coaches are saying that Dunham took the handoff and fell down, but they're going to say the knee was down and Bishop Sullivan's going to keep the football.
Well, they'll keep the football, but they'll have second down and long now. Second down, 13 yards to go for a first down. The men in red, the young men from Bishop Sullivan with the ball and a man in motion. That's Thibodeau. Hand off to the second man through, and a nice hole in there, Rob, and a good gain down to about the 45.
Yeah, Bradley Jenkins with the football, 26, and Jenkins gets a nice pop in there, picks up about 7 yards, so third down and 5 for Bishop Sullivan.
John Alligood came up and made the tackle for Dunham. But as you mentioned, a good gain on the play, and now we have third down and a long 5 to go for a first down. Tight formation in here now for Bishop Sullivan, but a pass coming out to the side. It is open, and it is going to be short of a first down to about the 41-yard line. And that play, Rob, is going to come up just short of a first down as they get it to Jenkins out there.
Yeah, about a yard short, so fourth down and a short one, and gotta believe Bishop Sullivan will go for this one, as Mr. Jenkins comes right into your den.
Well, the play has come in from the bench.
And Rougeau seems to have done a little damage to the nostrils.
3 running backs, and they give it to the first man through, and he leans in there. But, Rob, it doesn't look like he's going to get a good spot.
No, it's not, and Dunham's going to get the football.
Well, it looked looked like he might have gotten over the line from our vantage point, but the spot was right on the line, and Dunham takes over at the 40-yard line. And it looks like to me, or it looked like to me, Rob, that maybe he leaned over that line by about a half a yard, but that's not where they spotted.
No, it's not. And nonetheless, Bishop Sullivan is not going to get it, and Dunham's going to get the football. Dennis, we want to send out a special hello tonight to Jason McKinney, a sophomore here at Bishop Sullivan in the hospital watching. Jason, get well soon, and all your teammates want to tell you hello and want you back out there as soon as you can, big guy.
And the Bishop Sullivan Warriors wearing his number on their wrist tonight. Here's a run up the middle for about 7 yards. Price makes the tackle, but a gain of 7 on the play.
And there's your replay right there. And that's your guy again, Dennis. Lombardo. That guy runs hard. Watch this. Look at the leg drive. You don't think he's hit a few weights in the offseason?
Young man, he wears the number 33 on his back, and he sets Dunham up.
You know, there was a great receiver in high school football in the state of Louisiana, wore number 33, Dennis. I think you know him.
Good job on the offensive line there, and here he comes again. Lebrano, look at him fight his way to midfield, and for a first down, and that great receiver would be...
Oh, well. Well, he wore purple and white. I think he played at Woodlawn.
Okay, let me have, not Rob Mushmat.
No.
Number 33, a man that is really doing a good job tonight, Joey Thibodeau, the fine coach of Dunham.
And Joey's got a good staff over there. Steve Turner, Mike Rowland, Mitch McElwain. Good staff over at Dunham. Joey does a great job.
All right, that's Allie Good with the ball, but Bishop Sullivan stacks that one up. And there's not much room in there, not much gain on the play as several men step in, including Chris Wilcox, to make the tackle for the Dunham Warriors.
Another shot of Joey Thibodeau as they're going to measure this one, Dennis. And Dennis, he got it. I think the official moved the football.
Short of a first down. But Rob, you know, you have... All right, let's go down to the field now. Gary Risponi is ready, and let's move down there to him.
I'm sitting here with the Dunham cheerleaders, Tiger cheerleaders, girls. Y'all got a lot to cheer about tonight, and this is the captain.
Jensen Killen. She's the co-captain. Monster Reagan Grissom.
Y'all got to cheer for me, girls?
All right, it's the live game, and Rob, that one is going to be close. A good second effort, though, I believe, is going to get the first down. They had Lebrano stop short of a first down, but he fought his way, and it looked like he got it.
And the Dunham cheerleaders with the Cox Game of the Week cheer as Gary Risponi always seems up to be in a better position than we are, Dennis. You know, what does it take to get down there where he is?
Well, I'm sure he has a much better breeze down on the field, better than up in the press box. And Gary, thanks for bringing in those young ladies and brightening up the screen of the Cox Game of the Week. All right, here's a handoff coming to the left side now. Leaping over people is Allie Good inside the 45 to the 43. And a gain on the play of about 6 yards. And on the tackle there was Brad Fonte along with Travis Roulette for the Bishop Sullivan Warriors.
Allie Good really runs the football hard, Dennis. He never goes down, it seems like, on the first tackle. And here you get another look at it coming right at you.
Well, he had to leap up over one of his own men, and
kind of looked a little like the galloping Goomba on that play.
Fonte got his jersey. Here is Lebrano. Not much running room, though. The Bishop Sullivan defensive line stiffened on that play, and a gain of only 1, and we'll call it now third down, Rob, and it looks like about 3 to go.
14-7, midway through the third quarter here at Olympia Field in Baton Rouge. Welcome to the Cox Game of the Week live.
All right, Jeff Hammock is the quarterback of Dunham. Pauses, signals, he has 3 yards to go. It's third down, and he fakes a handoff, keeps that time. But Bishop Sullivan doesn't fall for the keep. Well, they actually hit the man that they faked to, but they also got the quarterback, and they're still 3 yards short of a first down, Rob, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Nice job that time getting some penetration by the defensive front there of Bishop Sullivan, forcing that play back inside where there's some guys to make the tackle. You just don't want that guy to get outside where the sideline is your only asset out there, Dennis. They turn you back in right into where the flow was, and they made a nice tackle. Don't be surprised to see a little bit of a fake here, Dennis.
Well, they did turn him in, and so we have a punt that is up and coming. And Rougeau, Rob, back in the game, number 31, who is standing back at his own 10-yard line and picking the ball up and bringing it back across the 10 to about the 14.
Good to see him back in the game. This, you know, one thing we haven't seen tonight that you see like you see in every game is the penalties on the punt returns. So obviously the teams have done a nice job fundamentally in the offseason working on that, but it seems like every time you see a punt return now, there's a penalty for an illegal block. We hadn't seen that tonight, so
also a good job of covering those punts. And of course now we have a water timeout, a rule of the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. All right, it's 14-7. Dunham leads it. We'll pause for a moment on the Cox Game of the Week. Game of the week, Charlie Valuza and all the great guys, the family of McDonald's in the Baton Rouge area. Thanks for supporting high school football. And of course, Rob, this year, a new camera angle on the Cox Game of the Week.
The Prime Equipment camera angle, tiny latitude, not to be confused with tiny latitude. Light towers, man lifts, Prime Equipment, dozers, backhoes, dump trucks. They even got air conditioning over there, Dennis. Kevin Ashley, Tim Brown, and Frank Courage at 357-7131. Prime Equipment, and thank you. They'll have that view each and every week, Dennis, on the Cox Game of the Week.
So Bishop Sullivan trails by a touchdown as Williams takes it straight up the middle, and Williams has a nice gain on the play for Bishop Sullivan on first down, Rob. And some nice blocking by that offensive line of Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, it certainly was, Dennis. Second down and about 3 for the Warriors. 14-7, 5:05 to go in the third period here at Olympia Field.
A couple of tacklers on the play, including Chuck on the line there for Dunham on defense. It is second down, 2 yards to go. And Hargrave hands off straight ahead, and a power run that time by Williams, and a first down for Bishop Sullivan.
Nice job by Audie Williams. Good power running that time inside the tackles, and first down Bishop Sullivan, and Warriors got a little something cooking on this drive. They see the hole open up. Williams just pops it through there and gets into the secondary, picks up good yardage. Alligood on the tackle.
Alligood was on the tackle that time, but it is a first down. The clock is ticked down to 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hargrave with a tight formation. Now he wants to throw, though, and he flips it out to the right side. And a gain of about 3 on the play. A gain actually now of only about 2 on the play as they get to the ball carrier and then knocking back. That's Rougeau with the ball.
And Dennis, the band down on the far end is at their halftime break right now. But Dennis, Bishop Sullivan would have filled their side of the stadium when the band is up there. So a great credit to the supporters of Bishop Sullivan and also Dunham for a great turnout on the Cox Game of the Week, live from Olympia.
Well, actually on the play, not much room at all, so we'll call it second down. And 9, and an opening to the right side, and a good gain out here as the ball carrier runs the football, and that's Rougeau with it. And Rougeau has it out, Rob, near a first down, and I think he does have a first down.
Yeah, I think he does. Dennis is going to be right at it if he doesn't. Take a look at it right here, coming back to the near side, right into your television.
Rougeau moves the ball to that right hand as he carries it. He puts it on the outside to protect it and gets a first down. Bishop Sullivan's on the move from the 38-yard line, their own 38, and trailing by 7 points, 14-7. Little fakery in the backfield there, and then a handoff straight ahead, and a nice gain by Thibodeau.
And not to be outdone, the Dunham faithful on the far side, the Tiger backers over at Dunham. Nice crowd, and I'll tell you, Dennis, for a hot night, people came out and watched a little high school football. That's great. We encourage people to go out to all the high school games on Friday nights in the area and support your teams. Even if you don't like high school football, find you somebody and go watch them play on Friday night if you don't have a team.
Absolutely. Football at its best. High school football in Louisiana. And it doesn't get any better than it does here in Louisiana, where high school football is king.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, of course, it all gets into full swing this week with week 1. And you go through 10 weeks of the regular season. And Pierre Crawdeau, Dennis.
Pierre Crawdeau in the Mall of Louisiana. Ray and Dottie Bourgeois in the Mall of Louisiana. All your Brighton products, you can find them right there at Pierre and Crawdeau. Calandro's Supermarket, all the Calandro brothers with a brand new location out on Perkins at Segan.
Yeah, Perkins at Segan. The Calandros do a great job. We were in there the other day, Dennis, after eating lunch, and the old store on Government's still cranking it in. I tell you, the cash registers are still backed up.
Still a great tradition. And Manda's Fine Meats, where the flavor, Rob says it all. Thanks, Bobby Yarborough over there. All right, let's set the situation again. They're at the 44-yard line with a second down and 4. And here is the pass way down the field and overthrown as Hargrave was trying to get it to a streaking receiver, actually a couple of receivers down the field there, but he overthrows them, and so we'll have a 3rd and 4.
Well, it looked like he was trying to get it to Jenkins over the middle, and just a little too much air underneath it, but Bishop Sullivan now 3rd and 4, and you know they'd like to keep this thing going. 2:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They'll say it's 3rd down and almost 4 for Bishop Sullivan.
And let's welcome Andy Davidson to our broadcast tonight, one of our camera guys who do a great job. And also in the truck tonight, Mandy Thibodeau, who is keeping a lot of the stats and helping with the production inside the truck. All right, 4th down now, Robin. Look at this situation. 4th down and 1, but the official is going to measure it, and so we could have a first down coming. They'll bring the chains all the way across from the other side of the field.
I am not guessing anymore. I am over. I'm out of mulligans. You're pressing me, and although I don't think he made it.
It is going to be short.
I don't think he made it.
I tell you what, it got closer as they pulled that chain back the other way. And so it is going to be 4th, though. 4th down and just a few inches. And no question that Bishop Sullivan now will go for it.
Okay. Here we go. Here's your play. Hargrave gets in the huddle and says, I'm keeping it for an inch. That's the play. Ready, break.
All right, let's see if you're right. That would be a quarterback sneak. And we'll see. He only has 1 man in the backfield. He puts 3 men out to the right. And that could spread Dunham out a little bit. It could open the way for a sneak. He's back about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And this is a big play in the game.
Guys, we need 1 inch. That's what he told them in the huddle.
All right, let's see if the guards and the Bishop Sullivan crowd cheers as they want their team to get a first down here. Hargrave causes signals in that. He doesn't have a back. It will be a sneak, and he goes off to the left side. He has a first down. He has more than that. He has it to the 48, Rob. Good call and a first down for Bishop Sullivan.
Anybody in need of an offensive coordinator, I have a resume.
But not only did he sneak it, but he took it off to the left in a nice hole out there. You see what they did is they spread the defense as they put 3 men out to the right, and then
you got to cover them. You have to cover them.
left.
You remember the old New York Jets play when they thought the Giants play when they thought he was going to sneak it, and they threw it for about 60-yard touchdown pass.
1st and 10 for Bishop Sullivan at the 48-yard line. The Warriors on the move, and a handoff straight ahead to a hard charging man in the backfield, Williams, who charges down the field to the 41, just 2 yards short of the first down. Nathan Dyer makes the tackle, but not before Williams gets 9 on the play. A great job by that offensive line of Bishop Sullivan as they are going straight ahead and opening up some holes. We have a timeout on the field. Dunham wants a timeout. Bishop Sullivan's driving. They trail Dunham 14-7. We are live on the Cox Game of the Week. Dennis McCain with Rob Bushmack, and we'll be right back after we take a break. Down and 1 to go. And Rob, they're blowing them off the line right now.
Well, Dennis, I was about to say that. That's the reason on your screen why Bishop Sullivan's offense has turned it around since the last drive. Young, Holman, Roy, Terrio, and Leger. They're blowing people off the line. Their running backs are getting good holes to run through, and they're picking up good yardage.
And there's another handoff for a first down. Running the football is Williams again. He's been a busy man tonight, and this time he moves the chains for Bishop Sullivan with 1 minute and 27 to go in the 3rd quarter. The official stops the clock momentarily and tells the chain gang to move, and we have another player down.
That's alley good, and that's huge. You certainly hope for Dunham's sake and for his sake, it's just cramps, and it is, as you see the doctors working on him. But Dennis, you knew this was coming. As hot as it's been today, I mean, we're sitting up here in the press box, and I think Joe Toots is cramped up twice.
But Joe does a great job up here with our stats. Let's break it. We'll be back after these messages. All right, we're back. First down, 10 yards to go. Williams again. Look at that young man fight his way, Rob, down to the 30. And you call it, the offensive line doing a great job now for Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, they are, Dennis. They just continue to get a little crack there. That's all Williams needs. That's all Williams and Rougeau need is a little crack, and they're getting it.
All right, the Dunham band across the way plays hold that Tiger. The Tigers need to hold right now because it's a 2nd and 3. Bishop Sullivan having their way inside on Dunham right now, but still trailing by 7. And here's a
wide open, Dennis.
Open down the field and thrown wide of the mark and incomplete. But he had a receiver, Rob, wide open down the field as Jenkins was behind the secondary.
Yeah, he certainly was. It was wide open, Dennis, and we get another shot at the offensive line. I think we're trying to do it for replay. There it is, and Jenkins goes in untouched and does the do-I-diddy-do, the end zone dance here on the zone on the Cox Game of the Week, but just a little overthrown.
3rd down, 3 yards to go.
I saw you doing that Cox end zone dance earlier, didn't you?
And let's look for a play right up the middle, and we do have one off to the right side, and a tackle coming inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. Inbounds, the clock keeps running. Down now to only 18 seconds. That could be the last play of the 3rd quarter, but it'll give Bishop Sullivan a chance to talk about which play they want to call on 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and 2 is what they're going to have when we come back from this break on the Cox Game of the Week live from Olympia in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Channel 18, The Zone. Bishop Sullivan trails it 14-7, but they're on the move.
Tonight's game, of course, is live, but can be seen replayed at 11 o'clock tonight on The Zone and at 9 on Saturday morning and 9 on Sunday.
Yeah, and again on Tuesday morning, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Dennis will check that, but live tonight on the Cox Game of the Week.
Bishop Sullivan has 3 men out way to the left, and it doesn't look like they got a first down, but they could be close enough for a measurement. That was a big play, 4th down and 2, and it's going to be close. And Rob, we both thought it was a little short, but the official now says first down. Not even close enough to measure, but it sure looked like they stacked him up, but he did lean ahead for about a half a yard, and he does have a first down. Bishop Sullivan keeps the drive going from the 27-yard line. This has been a good one, and Bishop Sullivan has really moved the football. They moved it on the last drive of the first half to get within 7, and they're coming with it again as we are playing in the fourth quarter with 11 minutes now and 26 seconds to go. Hargrave wants to throw. He has a man out here that is open, Wilcox, but it is overthrown. If he could have gotten to Wilcox with the football there, Rob, Wilcox was one-on-one on the outside.
I'm not sure if Hargrave may be having a little trouble with the crowning of this field, because his balls have been consistently a little high tonight, and last week we didn't see that when he threw the football. Everything was pretty much at the numbers, but this week there's a huge crown on the field here at Olympia Field, and that may be causing him a little bit of trouble, Dennis.
Well, Wilcox was certainly covered out there, but he would have been one-on-one if he could have gotten the football. It's second down. 10 yards to go. Bishop Sullivan driving from the south to the north. The wind is behind them here at Olympia Stadium. Here's a hole to the outside that closes now by Dunham. As several tacklers out there. Dyer was one of the first ones to slow him, and not a lot of room on the play, and a gain of only about 2, Rob.
Yeah, third down and about 8 for Bishop Sullivan. I think it's 2 downs for them here regardless. I think they'll go for this. I don't think they're quite in the field goal range of Girard, and they need 7, not 3. 10:46 to go in the Cox game of the week, week 1, here on the Zone.
And what fun it is to be live on a Friday night with the best game going around the country, high school football. We'll take it with them as Bishop Sullivan calls for a timeout. 10 minutes, 34 seconds to go. When we come back, Dunham leads it 14-7. Specialty Plastics. Let's set the situation. Third down, 8 yards to go. Bishop Sullivan with the ball and trailing by 7. As you look at a tight shot there of Hargrave as he calls the signals, and he wants to throw it. Here's a screen pass coming. It's set up with a wall, but the went the wrong way. It looked like he had a wall. Rob, it looked like everybody had stopped, and what a great wall he had in front of him, but he went around the right side of it, and his blockers looked like they did not go down the field.
No, he didn't. He got 5 on it, Dennis, but it's going to be 4th and about 3.5 yards. But it looked like he had a pretty good wall set up, Dennis, and you'll see it right here.
Look at the blockers in front of him if he comes back inside.
Yeah.
But the blockers scared to get it down the field illegally on the play, so they were hesitating, but he already had the football, and
if
they
I
would
got
explode
that much
it.
beef in front of me, I'm following him.
All right, 4th down, 3 yards to go for Bishop Sullivan. A big play in the game. They trail by 7. Hargrave throws it out. This way, complete for a first down. Chris Wilcox inside the 10, inside the 7 to the 6. First and goal for Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, got it to the big guy, Wilcox. They've tried that a couple of times tonight. They strike it rich right there as Hargrave looks him off and then throws back, and Wilcox is right there with the catch and has 1 man to beat. But he picks up the first down and at the 6 for Bishop Sullivan.
High school football on the Cox Game of the Week live from Olympia Stadium.
It don't get any better than this, Dennis.
I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Bushmack. And here we go, first and goal. Bishop Sullivan trying to get it in, trying to tie the game as Hargrave has 2 running backs, puts a man in motion, and then hands off wide out to the left and driving his way all the way down to the 1. Looks like Williams with the ball, and he's just short of the goal line, Rob.
Yeah, going to be second down at the 1-yard line, Dennis, and a nice play that time to the near side of the field. They ran to the weak side. They pick up 5. They're 1 away from making it 14-13, and your Pelican Point after can tie it up.
Well, the official spots it right on the 1-yard line. That's how far Bishop Sullivan has to go to tie this game. Their fans on their feet, a handoff ahead, but nothing doing right there. Well, look at that pop in there. Several players to him. Michelson was one of them from Dunham.
Yeah, Michelson was all over that one. Third down, they're going to say they lost about a half a yard on that play, Dennis, and a great push by the defensive front at Dunham.
Nothing open on the right side of the line. Hargrave over to the bench to get a call from Coach Gary Frank, and he has that call now. And he has his team in the huddle, and he shares it with them, and here they come. Third down, 1 yard to go.
They want to look for Fonte right here. He's the big guy, and you need a little muscle down there. Look for Fonte on this one.
3 guys in the backfield, a handoff, and a touchdown coming. It's a touchdown. Fonte has the football, and in the end zone he goes. It's 14-13.
Yeah,
Dennis, Cox game of the week.
That was fresh legs coming in there, and he's a big guy. He's got a lot of power, so all they had to do was get him a little bit of room, and he can use his strength to push it in there, and that's what he did. We got a 1-point game with just under 8 minutes to go.
The Pelican point after would tie it. How many plays on the drive, Joe Toots? Many plays. Probably over 20 on that long drive.
Well, 21-play drive, Dennis, and I'll tell you what, when you look at that on the film room tomorrow morning, you tell you guys, great job, Dennis, because when you can hold the football for 21 plays without a turnover and any major penalties and capitalize, Dennis, that's huge for your offense.
The Pelican point after is right through the uprights. We're all tied. It's 14-14 on a Friday night. We're coming back on the Cox game of the week. Happy young lady.
Dennis, after 6.5 hours at the Catholic Jamboree on my feet, this is the way I want to go out. I got one lady giving me water, one lady wiping my face, and I got a bunch of Sullivan cheerleaders getting ready to give me a cheer. Give me a cheer, please. What's your name? That's my captain. Thank you, girls. Back to you, guys. Eat your heart out, Dennis.
Thank you, Gary, and certainly that is the the feeling of the press box. Some beautiful
Drinking
young
water,
ladies.
getting ice packs, come in, the guys.
And we're up here calling the game, and what an exciting game it is. 14-14. We couldn't have had a better game for our first game of the regular season that we do live on the Cox game of the week. And Rob, a penalty flag is thrown, and so we'll have 5 yards marked off.
Dead ball, encroachment, red, 5 yards.
Well, it's offside on Bishop Sullivan, and so we'll play it first down and 5. And when it's first and 5, Rob, you can call just about any play you want to. That drive, once again, by Bishop Sullivan, 21 plays. Have you ever seen a 21-play drive?
Actually, I have, Dennis. I saw a 23-play drive one time in a Breck football game. No, not at the high school level. I had.
A handoff out to the left side, and not much running room as Wilkinson has the ball, and he is going to be thrown down a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and now we'll have a second down and about 6 yards to go.
So the first half goes to, well, the first half minus 2 minutes goes to Dunham. The second half plus that 2 minutes goes to Bishop Sullivan, and with 7:15 to go, we're deadlocked at 14.
And we'll call it 2nd and 7 for the Dunham Tigers.
Fumble!
And a fumble in the backfield, and a big pile-up, and it looks like that Dunham, Rob, might have gotten under there and recovered it, and I'm sure they're very happy that they did, because there was a hard charging defensive line by Bishop Sullivan.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Bishop Sullivan's defense has gotten just as fired up as our offense has, Dennis. 6:49 to go. Third down and about 13 for Dunham, so this is big for both these units.
Well, you certainly don't want to give it back to Bishop Sullivan now. Your defensive line probably very tired on defense, and they do not want to go back on the defense right now, but they're going to have to get 13 yards if they'll keep the ball. Here's a pass coming, and an open man tries to catch it, Rob, but that one bounced off the ground.
Lamardo, and it hit the ground, so going to force Bishop Sullivan's going to force them to punt from their own goal line, barring a penalty or a turnover. Bishop Sullivan's going to have great field position with 6:26 to go.
Well, the crowd is really into it. We love high school sports. We like high school football. The crowd does also, and apparently our sponsors do, because, boy, they've come through here in the year 2000, and we thank all of you who are sponsoring high school football for putting our games on and putting them on live.
Well, Bishop Sullivan and Dunham certainly thanks you as the kick goes up. Shank it a little bit off of his foot, see what kind of bounce it gets. Takes a Dunham bounce, so won't turn out all that bad, but still, Bishop Sullivan at the 34-yard line, and it's 34 yards away from taking a lead. This one is 6:15 to go.
Well, it was 14-0 in the second quarter, and since that point, Rob, it has been all Bishop Sullivan.
Well, the key point in this game, of course, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, big play of the game really is not a big play of the game, it's a big series of the game, and that's the Bishop Sullivan defense stopping Dunham, pinning them back in the first half late with 2 minutes to go and giving their offense a chance to put something on the board. That's the Blue Cross Big Shield series of the game, not play of the game.
Well, we have a timeout on the field. When we come back, we're all tied. It's 14-14, 6 minutes, 16 seconds.
Calandro Supermarket, a Baton Rouge tradition, located at 4142 Government Street and our newest location at 12732 Perkins Road, are proud to provide our customers with the finest fruits and vegetables grown and produced in Louisiana. Our 2 locations provide Baton Rouge with the finest Italian specialties, meats, and cheeses. Shop in our in-house deli, and don't forget about our homemade Italian sausage, too. Calandro Supermarket, your family-owned, locally operated grocery store since 1941, where the best chefs in town shop. Cajun Constructors, a nationally recognized civil, mechanical, and deep foundation contractor, provides services to various public and private industries, including water quality, petroleum, chemical, power, pulp, and paper, manufacturing, distribution, and food processing. E&R consistently ranks Cajun in the top 20 in several of the water quality and refinery construction categories. Cajun employs over 1,000 people and has annual revenues exceeding $120 million.
Well, Bishop Sullivan has tied the game. Now they're trying to get the lead, and they play it from the 34. Great field position now for Argrave and his men as he hands off in there to Williams, and Williams is fighting. Williams is going inside the 30. Williams is down to the 28, and a nice gain on first down. And you know that defensive line of Dunham is getting very tired, Rob.
Well, they are, Dennis. A lot of these guys, you know, in 1A football, a lot of guys need to go both ways, Dunham, and you may be seeing a little bit of that heat getting to them, a little bit of exhaustion. These guys are in good shape at Dunham, and they're used to playing both ways. They've always done that. But you're playing a 4A team that's got a lot more numbers, Dennis, and maybe seeing a little bit of fatigue factor setting in here late in this ballgame. 5:42 to go.
Well, a nice gain on first down. Sets up a second and 4 for Bishop Sullivan. A gain of only about 2 that time, and he's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down as we'll get ready to play third down as Williams carries it and gets knocked down inside by a good defensive effort by the Dunham Tigers.
Well, Seth Michelson, the big defensive tackle for Dunham in there on the stop. We've said his name a lot tonight. Seth Michelson's had a great game.
Well, the scoreboard says 3rd and 2, Rob, but it's a short 2.
Yeah, more like 1, Dennis.
Straight ahead again, inside. He moves it inside the 25, Rob, and he is right at a first down. Williams has it.
He had to get just inside the 25. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, he's definitely inside the 25. The official, though, is still looking at it, and they started out about the 34-yard line, so this one's going to be a close measurement. You see exactly where they have to go, right to the 24-yard line for a first. And that's right where the ball is.
Very good observation, Mr. McCain.
Well, let's see if they stretch the chain just a little more. They will, and it'll be just, Rob, look at that shot by our cameraman on the sideline. Yeah, you cannot get a better shot than our guy, Alan Semino, down on the sideline. Alan from down in Plaquemine. We're going to his hometown next week.
And Alan told me they're waiting on you, Dennis McCain. He said they're going to be there for the pregame show. They're going to be tailgating, and they're coming after you.
I hope it has nothing to do with maybe the past and from way
I'm
back.
Not saying I think there was something about a broken window at the island one day, and
What the island? Oh, the golf course.
Well,
there.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know that
you
much.
don't get to play a lot of golf.
That's exactly right. Here we go, 4th and 1 A big, big play. Bishop Sullivan wants to keep the drive going. Hargrave. Will he quarterback sneak again, Rob? He did before.
Yes, yes.
No, he's going to pass. Look at this. A chance they take, and they get a first down, but they really wanted to bust that one open. They did not, but they get the first down. First down, Bishop Sullivan. What a gutsy call.
That's great play calling, because that's the same formation it looked like, Dennis, that they lined up for the sneak. They faked me out. They faked you out. Fonte steps out on the outside, and they fake it and pump it out there to him. He picks up 4 yards and picks up a first down.
Well, Dunham, I'm sure, was looking for the quarterback sneak, and when they saw not a lot of Dunham players out to the left, they thought they'd take a chance, and a pretty safe pass, as Hargrave did throw a good one out there. He has a first down at the 20. Now, Dunham driving with 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. A handoff out to the right side to Fonte, and look at Fonte fight. Look at Dunham come after him, Rob.
Yeah, Fonte, nice carry that time. Shook off a couple of tacklers. Dunham stayed with him, but Dennis, looks like he's going to pick up about 6 on the play, so 2nd and 4. We're under 4 minutes here at Olympia Stadium.
High school athletes love football. They love the game. They're playing for the love of the game, and they're playing, as we've said before, for a lot of Rouge, and they love their schools, and they come to fight on Friday night, and the fans are...
Nice poetry, Dennis.
Second
come to fight on Friday night.
2nd down and 4. Hargrave. 2 running backs. He hands off to the second man through. It's a first down. It's to the 5-yard line. It's Fonte, the big man. First and goal for Bishop Sullivan.
Well, Dennis, he's fresh legs, and he's been moving the football almost every time he touches it. And the last 3 plays have gone to him, and he's moved them down there. And 3:19 to go. Good clock management by Bishop Sullivan. Keeping it on the ground. First down, and they're going to play the ball at the 6.
Well, Stephen Smith was holding on for dear life, and finally Fonte went to the ground at the 5.
Of course, Fonte went about 60 yards last week with that interception return in their Jamboree win over St. Thomas Aquinas, 7-0, and he's back in there again at tailback.
Good also on the tackle, a handoff, and a touchdown coming. It's a touchdown. Oh, Fonte's in the end zone, Rob.
Yeah, Fonte has come in, Dennis, and really taken over these last 2 series with the football, and Bishop Sullivan has come from 2 touchdowns down with 2:48 to go. They've got their first lead of the night as we await the Pelican point after.
20 unanswered points, and it could be 21 if the Pelican point after is good. High school football at its best, and we're glad to bring it to you on the Cox Game of the Week on a Friday night here in Baton Rouge. Wish you were with us. Glad you're tuned in. The extra point now is in the air, and it's good. Look at that great shot. Our end zone cameraman. It's 21-14, 21 unanswered points.
Certainly is. Nice job by Tony Lagatuda up in the prime equipment shot. We'll take the break. Bishop Sullivan 21, Dunham 14 with 2:48 to go on the Cox Game of the Week.
Amanda Fine Meats, proud sponsor of high school football. When you think of Louisiana, you think of flavor. And when you think of flavor, you think of Amanda Fine Meats, where flavor really does say it all. Welsh's Cleaners, a proud sponsor of high school football with over 40 years of personalized service in the Baton Rouge community. Now with 5 locations across Baton Rouge, including our newest on Highland Road next to the Country Club of Louisiana. Welsh's Cleaners, we guarantee our work.
2 minutes and 48 seconds to go. That's how much time the Dunham Tigers will have to try to tie this one up. Bishop Sullivan has stormed into the lead. The Warriors with 3 unanswered touchdowns and a 21-14 lead. As you see, Fonte get some water on the sideline. The big guy took it to the end zone. The kickoff is in the air, and the kickoff is going to come down to about the 5-yard line, and charging down the field and starting now from their own 22-yard line will be Dunham. And Rob, that's where they'll spot it, and it's a long way.
That was a great play by Chris Buck. He was blocked, shook it, dove head first, tripped him up, stopped him at the 22, and Dunham's got 78 yards to go, Dennis. Take a look at Chris Buck right here, number 44. Right here on that kickoff return, you'll see Buck 44. Right there, watch this. What a great play.
All right, let's see if the Tigers open it up a little bit. As they trail now, Rob, for the first time tonight.
Well, they've got 2 timeouts, Dennis. 78 yards to go, and there's a pretty good chunk of it right there.
Alligood across 30. Alligood across the 35, and that's a good way to start it. The clock stops, and Alligood looked like a man with a mission as he took it left, took it to the outside, and got a first down on first down.
And also got the benefit, Dennis, there's still 2:32 to go on the clock. He ran so fast, the clock didn't move.
But now it does, and it's ticked down to 2 minutes and 25. A pass up and coming over the middle, and that ball, Rob, is no good as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, tried to get it in there. Tried to get it in there that time, Dennis, to David Fleshman, and couldn't connect, and we'll take a look at it right here. Fleshman, 80, the intended receiver.
It was a slow developing play, and the line almost standing still on both sides. And so, Jeff Hammock is the man who calls the signals for Dunham. He has a 4 on his uniform, and he wants to throw, and he won't get to the outside. A great tackle and a great job by number 26, Jenkins.
Yeah, Bradley Jenkins just shot through there, Dennis. And we'll take a look at it right here. He'll come off the left side right there. Almost looked like he got blocked into him, but a nice job that time by Jenkins. And here comes your third and about 18.
Third down.
If you're Dunham, this is when you wish you got Sean Cangelosi out there. About 6'2".
Here is a little look-in pass that's going to take the ball across the 35 to the 36. The official, Rob, stops the clock for some reason. Was there a time? No, he thought that was a first down, and he stopped the clock.
That was to get him back to the first down marker. Now it's 4th down and 10.
Well, now they roll it. They roll it, but it's a 4th down. And it's a 4th down and about 9 to go for a first down. Hammock, a big, huge play in the game. Jeff Hammock to throw. He does throw, and it's caught. Now, can he get a first down? No. Short of a first down, Bishop Sullivan will take over.
Yeah, certainly will. And nice job that time by the defensive backs of Bishop Sullivan. They missed the first tackle, but they stuck with it. And they'll come up about 2.5 yards shy, so they'll turn it over to Bishop Sullivan. Timeout Dunham with 1:07 to go. We'll take it with them. Dunham trails it by 7. Bishop Sullivan has the football.
Well, the clock is down to 1:07 as we look at our prime equipment shot from the north end zone of Olympia Stadium.
And prime equipment, a full line of contractor, industrial, and homeowner equipment and supplies. Give the guys a call over 357-7131.
Well, nothing fancy here for Bishop Sullivan. As they say, just hold on to the ball. Dunham very quickly steps in and calls a timeout. And we'll take it with him as Bishop Sullivan tries to run the clock out live on the Cox Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Tyler LaFosse with Baton Rouge Physical Therapy. Baton Rouge Physical Therapy has been serving the community by treating athletic injuries for the last 37 years. BRPT specializes in manual aggressive therapy techniques to athletes in order for them to return to competition as fast but as safe as possible. There are 4 convenient locations in the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. We have strong community ties with local high school, college, and professional levels. Remember, ask for Baton Rouge Physical Therapy. We're always reaching for results.
Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana is one of the best mortgage companies in the area. If you're in the market for a mortgage, you should make the smart call to Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana. Call 752-9711 in Baton Rouge or 677-7283 in Prairieville. Chateau Mortgage can help with refinancing, debt consolidation, construction, RECD, FHA, and VA. Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana is located at 13441 Tiger Bend Road and on Airline Highway in Prairieville. Don't forget, we specialize in making your world easy. Back to Olympia Stadium, and we have had a great night as Bishop Sullivan has rallied from 14-0 down to take a 21-14 lead. I'm Dennis McCain with Rob Mushmak up in the press box. And now Bishop Sullivan has just a minute and 1 second to go to try to run this clock out. They have a 2nd and 10, and they have a good running play underway down to about the 35-yard line. Well, we might have a face mask down there.
It certainly looked like it, Dennis, but the flag was thrown kind of late.
Well, if it is a face mask, it would wrap this one up, but let's see what it is.
We've got a personal foul, face mask, white, 15 yards.
Well, it's a big one. It's 15 yards, and the clock's already down to 51 seconds. And, Rob, that could be the ball game now.
Yeah, that's... Fonte made a nice run there, 51.8 seconds to go. Personal foul called face mask on Dunham, so 1st and 10 at the Dunham 24-yard line.
Well, you know, Bishop Sullivan would be very content to run some clock right here, and you will not see anything fancy at all from their quarterback, Hargrave, as he just goes down to the ground, and now we have another penalty on the play, Rob.
Well, what you've got is a illegal motion.
We've got a dead ball, encroachment on the white team.
Well, that's about all you can do on defense here is try to really time the snap maybe and hit the ball and cause a fumble. But it is offside on Dunham, and we'll do 1st down, play it over, and the official, Rob, is running the clock as Bishop Sullivan goes back to the huddle. Bishop Sullivan's going to win this one tonight, and they're going to win it 21-14.
Yeah, they can't let it run out because they'd get a delay of the game. They'll probably snap it one more time. Hargrave may take a knee here. That's going to do it, Dennis. They don't have to run another play.
Well, a very appreciative crowd on both sides tonight because we have seen, Rob, a great high school football game for our first game of the week, the Cox Live game of the week. And so now, let's go down field side.
Well, actually, Dunham's going to call a timeout with 12.9 seconds to go. The scoreboard showed they didn't have any left, but they're going to take one. So we'll take it with them. We'll be back with the last 12.9 seconds after this.
Called a timeout, and now Bishop Sullivan will only have to snap it one more time because the clock is at 12 seconds to go, and Hargrave just kneels on it, and now that will be the last play of the game. Bishop Sullivan came from 14 points down. They scored 21 unanswered points, and the Bishop Sullivan Warriors have won the first game of the Cox game of the week, at least the first regular season game. Bishop Sullivan wins it 21-14. Well, it's a crowd here tonight that appreciates the effort by both teams. We hope that you enjoyed the game at home. Next week, we'll be down in Plaquemine where the Green Devils have a date with the visiting Port Allen Pelicans. And we will be over in Plaquemine to bring that one to you. Now let's go down to the field to Gary Risponi.
Coach, tale of two halves, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what, our offense really came on in the second half. We kind of sputtered first half. Defense sputtered first half, but second half they came through.
I know you had to be real nervous that first half, all them missed tackles on them 2 long runs.
Right. But, you know, the second half, the conditioning came through and the hard work, and really proud of these kids.
The Italian Stallion come through for you, too.
Well, hard worker.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you guys, and signing off for the night.
All right, when we return, we'll have the Baton Rouge Teachers Federal Credit Union post-game report from Olympia Stadium.
The Cox Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Bassett Furniture Direct, Baton Rouge Physical Therapy, Bell South, Blue Ribbon Motors, Cajun Injector, Chateau Mortgage of Louisiana Incorporated, Cox Communications, Dykes Electric, Emco, Jerry Lane Enterprises, International Golf, Kadairs, Kleinpeter Farms Dairy, Mandarin Seafood, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake, Pierre Crotto, Red Stick Sports, Spectrum Fitness Center, Tony's Seafood, Welch's Cleaners, and Root Television Productions.
It's the Cox High School Football Game of the Week. The best teams square off on the zone. Cox Channel 18, live Friday nights at 6:30 with replays on Saturdays and Sundays. To get weekly matchups, call the Zone's info line at 930-2200.
All right, welcome back to Olympia Stadium Live. Rob, the final stats of the game.
Yeah, the Baton Rouge Teachers Federal Credit post-game wrap-up report here from Olympia. Bishop Sullivan wins this one 21-14, and some of your final statistics for tonight's game. And I'll tell you, Dennis, the biggest stat is that Bishop Sullivan held Dunham's offense to 29 total yards in the second half. 147 total yards. They had 118 in the first half, so they made the adjustments. Well, here we go. Some statistics for tonight's game. Bishop Sullivan with 16 first downs. Dunham with 6. Rushing, Bishop Sullivan 168 yards. Dunham 125 yards. Passing, Bishop Sullivan 98 yards. Dunham 22 yards. Total offense, Bishop Sullivan 266. Dunham 147. There was one turnover in the game by Bishop Sullivan. As you look at Gary, Frank, and Dennis, what a great way to open up our live season here on Cox, on the Zone, and the Cox Game of the Week.
Well, a big crowd here at Olympia Stadium tonight, and they saw a good football game as Bishop Sullivan comes from 14 points down once again, and they win it by a score of 21-14. Next week, we'll be in Plaquemine, where the Green Devils will be hosting the Port Allen Pelicans.
What an atmosphere that's going to be. We've been hearing about that for 3 weeks since they found out down in Plaquemine and over on the West Bank at Port Allen they were going to be on. They said they're coming out there for the pregame show, Dennis, next week in Plaquemine. It's going to be wild down there in Plaquemine. Let's take a look at the Blue Cross big play of the game, and it's the winning touchdown by Mr. Fonte, number 42. Bishop Sullivan 21 and Dunham 14 on the Cox Game of the Week.
And that'll do it for Root Television Productions and for Cox of Baton Rouge. For Joe Toops, our statistician, up in the press box. For Gary Risponi, down on the sideline. Once again for our whole crew, Art Root and his fine production crew. For Rob Mushmack with me, I'm Dennis McCain saying so long from Olympia Stadium.
In the decade that come back towards the Baton Rouge area, and we're going to take you out now to Olympia Stadium, where Bishop Sullivan and Dunham were meeting for their first game of the season. And of course, Bishop Sullivan, they were having the debut of their brand new head coach, Gary Frank, who told us during our Sportsline Tour 2000, he liked the way his team had picked up on his system. Of course, he was there as an assistant coach. He knows his players very well and had no trouble with them picking up on what he wanted to do with his system coming over as a head coach. So Bishop Sullivan trying to get it in. You see they're inside the 10-yard line, trying to bang it into the end zone. They finally do getting into the end zone there. And it's Brad Fonte, of course, we talked to him on our tour. And he's one of their top defensive players. He would get it into the end zone. The point after was good, and we are tied at 14. Now we're going to go into the third quarter, and this is Dunham trying to get something going on offense, but they're going to fumble the ball. John Allgood is going to pick it up, though. Game is still tied at 14. Referee's point, we're still going the same direction, and that's going to lead to this. When we switch quarters, here we go again for Bishop Sullivan getting it into the end zone. 20 to 14 at that point. The point after would be good to make it 21 to 14. And check out your final score from Olympia tonight. Good game here as Bishop Sullivan come back to win this thing on the final score of 21 to 14 and get a victory in the debut of their new head coach.